Sydney 18 lead Fremantle 7 as we're about to get play underway here.
Gordon and Harris in their matchup.
Douglas, McWaters and Wilson, our umpires this afternoon, controlling this clash. Players in position, umpires in position. Good crowd at Elderslie Reserve and K-Rock football ready to go for Saturday afternoon. Round 5 GFNL action. Opening quarter for Geelong Bank. Here's Jason Daly.
Trent West, Cam Wilkinson in ruck, and West gets it down towards Thompson, who left it behind though for Leopold, and Diamond goes with the right foot inside 50, one-on-one Bond, tapped away by Nofi's got the job on him, goes towards half back for Leopold on hands and knees. Wagner, handball though turned over, Diamond was waiting for it to come back, it didn't, it went by a kick inside 50, Bond, Nofi again there, gets the handball away free, needs some support, tackle comes, Newtown fighting hard in deep 50, and they hold it up about 25 out from their goal, so good start by the Eagles to push it deep forward.
Yep, get in there quick, that looks like their key today.
Goffey, that's a tough ask on debut. Lockie Bond, West winning the tap down into the pack, went hard. Flynn Young back into the side this afternoon after missing last week, and now holding the ball. Decision paid against Leopold. So it must have been pulled in under the pack, and the free kick has been paid. It's going to go to Mick Condy.
Birchie, keep an eye on Flynn Young for St John of God too. I think he might have got one right across the chops. He's in a bit of trouble out there for Newtown.
So I think the free kick might have been paid against Riley Stone. Well, it was Riley Stone who's been pinged there. And Mick Condy, game 151 at GFNL senior level, gives Newtown the perfect start. A minute 20 in, and they draw first blood on the K-Rock Geelong Bank scoreboard. Geelong Bank's 1-2 home loan, 1% less for 2 years at Newtown and Chilwell. 1 straight 6. Leopold yet to score.
There was no mucking around by Newtown then, even though when they had ball in hand, both their entries then, their repeat entries was just quick and get it in there to at least a one-on-one and bring the ball to ground, and he got pinned for diving on the ball, holding it in, and the umpire was in the right spot.
So back to the middle. Good start by the home side. Up the hill with the first goal.
Wagner and Bogey's a nice little match up in there, isn't it?
It is, and West goes up early and comes down heavily as well in the middle for Leopold, and stays down as well for the moment until he can get his left leg up. He's up now, so a secondary bounce in the middle. West just stands there. He can't go up. He missed that. Nash for Newtown gets it out towards half forward with the kick. Coming the other way though, Leopold get it back towards the cricket pitch area. A little bit slippery on top. Stone got the kick up the chimney. Wilkinson stands over the top of it for Newtown. He can't take it. Ball comes out towards Brown for the Eagles. He tries to get towards Harris. Gordon's next to him for Leopold. Ball still in dispute. Pack develops on centre wing, and we're going to have a ball up.
Trent West still in back play. Birchie, and hasn't moved too far from the centre square after that contest. Keep an eye on him for St John of God if you could.
A ball up over the back. Newtown get it. Bo goes towards centre half forward. No mark taken by Pocock. He needs to pick it up. Does. Second effort was good. Got it to Nash, who ran 3.65 from goal. Goes towards Bond on a lead. Can't quite take the mark, but puts some good defensive pressure on. Does he? No, he doesn't. The umpire says it was over the shoulder, and Leopold will take a clearing free kick, and that will come from Nick Lane.
He actually gave a little handball off, and they were reeling it in with one hand. Marcus Thompson, the kick that came from Daniel Pitcher, was a good mark. Hamlin Hanger contender early, just had to stretch up with the one mitt, rolled it down the arm and took the mark. Kick towards right half forward, intended target is Giddings, who's walked off the footy a little bit too easily, and the mark taken by Braden Hocking. Hocking comes inboard. Here's the voice of Bogue. He'll rack him up all afternoon, you'd suspect. Sends a kick very, very wide, and his target out there is Orr. Orr will now kick towards right half forward, a skidding ball that was a little bit too wide for Uriah Hollard, and we'll get a boundary throw-in. 2 Orrs out there this afternoon, Harrison and Riley. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Jason's boys Kirsch, are they?
I believe so, yes.
Former St Mary's coach himself. Boundary throw-in, tap down Pocock, roving Wagner for Leopold. Kick towards half forward, a rolling ball. Wilson had it knocked away from him by Orr. A chance here for Brown to give it to Orr, gave it to Kapala. Kapala now for Newtown and Chilwell. Kick just over the outstretched arms of Jennings, although Jennings tapped it into the path of Matthews for Leopold. He's kicked towards half forward, was well trapped there by Blake Reader, gave a handball back to Harrison Orr, who now kicks to the outer wing. A rolling ball that's tracked by Devlin, took it on the bounce, but then walked straight into a tackle, and now he's been pinged. That's a tough call.
Bit harsh.
And the free kick will go to Tommy Gordon, who wants to play on.
He does. He gives it away by hand to Thompson, who goes towards half forward. Newtown defence. Collapse. They can't pick it up though. Still across the 50. Pack develops. Newtown with the numbers, if they can get the footy out of that pack, they can't. Or they can. The umpire says play on. Comes to the back. Nash gets it away to Hocking. Gives it to Wilkinson. Had to get the looping handball over the top. Does so to Blake Reid. Got a bit of space at the back. Goes towards defensive 50. Might come back though. Matthews might get the handball. Leaves it in the end. The handball was chopped off though. Bogue read it the better. Got the handball free for Newtown. They go out wide towards centre wing. Oh, that's a good mark. And getting back there was Nick Lane. And just defensive side of centre wing takes the mark for Leopold.
Nick Lane was a fantastic player last year, just an unsung hero as Leopold cut a sway through the final series to a grand final. 3 knockout finals wins, kick to half forward, big fly front of the pack, might have been Sheen, got nowhere near it for Leopold. Handball Charlie Harris to Kapala, but Kapala with no room to work. He tried to get it back to Harrison Orr, but it's out of bounds and a boundary throw in at left half forward. Leopold slightly in attack, out of side of the ground. Big crowd listening through KROC 955 and KROCfootball.live, as well as the AFLbarwon.com.au coverage. From the throw-in, Wagner, the roving, got a handball off, got it to Nick Ash, who walked straight into a tackle, and we will get a free kick. It is Wagner, but if you were taking it back to true Germanic sort of style, it's Wagner.
Sounds like a piano salesperson, but anyway, the ball comes out the front. Now comes back towards Marcus Thompson, gets the handball back towards centre wing for Leopold Lane. He gets it into the middle, or the turnover football, though. Newtown have the numbers if it sits, it doesn't. They need some support. Harris comes across, picks it up, Ned wrapped up, Pepper got the tackle on. Ball spilt free. Reid comes back for Newtown on centre wing. He misses it as well. Wilson around the corner. Right foot kick high towards half forward. No mark taken. Newtown on hands and knees. They get away towards Brown. And Orr, short little kick might be okay. Finds Devlin at half back for the Eagles.
Yeah, Sheen just couldn't mark. It was good defensive spoil by Maddock. Short the kick to Blake Reid, who's seeing a little bit of it early. Keep an eye on some Wombat Gully Plant Farm matchups, but there are some nice ones out there. Jennings right now keeping Pocock company. Reid called to play on, just sits it up. True centre wing in front of Jane Birch. Jennings the spoil over the back ball. Out of bounds. Bond is there along with Noffy. And we'll get a boundary thrown. Tev Noffy with the job on debut for Leopold at senior level against Lockie Bond. Wombat Gully Plant Farm 201 Townsend Road in Moolap.
So Foppiani's come into the midfield and running with Pup Thompson.
And Billy Clark running with Matt Bogue. Yeah. It's a tough ask for young Clark. And we've got another stoppage after the boundary throwing. Clark laying a tackle, bringing Foppiani to ground. And another ball up. 7 minutes 20 played on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Newtown 1 straight 6. Leopold get the score.
Wilkinson got it down to Bogue, but he's wrapped up straight away by Clark, and he wasn't going anywhere. So the umpire will come in and ball it up again. Still in between wing and half forward. Forward line coaches at Newtown saying separate in the forward line. Ball with Clark over the top of it. Through the middle, handball was okay towards the piano salesman. Gets it around the corner. Wagner to West, goes towards half forward. Coming at the back, Maddock rides a tackle, gets it away. Foppiani under pressure. Marcus Thompson, put him over the try line if you don't mind.
And he's paid of the bad tackle, has he?
Yeah, he's a dump tackle, yeah.
Dump tackle.
And Marcus Thompson standing there. So Connor Foppiani will take the free kick right on the boundary line at half back.
Foppiani will send a kick to the wing, a spinning ball that Jennings and Matthews queue up to mark, and it's Matthews drawing the winning ticket for Leopold. He goes short to Wilson in the long sleeves. That white long sleeve jumper looks really good. Now he drives a kick long inside 50. Mayborn, big spoil. Brown from behind, front of the pack, taken over the boundary line by Billy Ritchie for Leopold. Will get a boundary throw. Game number 50 at GFNL senior level for Ritchie, having played previously with South Barwon and St Albans.
Yeah. Flynn Young's back on there, guys. He just came off and composed himself after that knock to the head, so he seems to be all right. And Trent West is also okay. He just had a heavy fall on his rear.
Yeah, he's just won the tap, and Wagner kicked inside 50. It's off hands. Hocking gave it to Riley, who gave it up to his brother. It was Harrison to Riley. Now the clearing kick for Newtown and Chilwell to half back. It's a wide ball. It's tracked by Pitcher to the boundary line and out of bounds for a boundary throw. It'll be interesting to see whether the Thompson tackle is looked at.
On first vision, I didn't think it was that bad, but obviously
Foppiani's got up.
He's got up. He's played on. I didn't think it was a sling as such, but maybe a little bit overzealous.
Boundary throwing, centre wing on the outer side. Wilkinson, beautiful to Mitch Diamond, who roved at the front, goes with a right foot kick towards 50. Bond over the back. He can't take it. His second effort was okay, though. Picked it up. Oh, he threw the ball away, and I think the umpire said he threw it away as well. Wasn't just Jason Doherty who thought it was a throw, and it will be a free kick to the Lions in the last line of defence. And Pitcher it is. He just kicks it short. And just settling the play down now, Leopold, after the last couple of minutes has been pretty well full on. Matthews with the kick. Goes outside 50. Roved at the side by Charlie Harris. Got away to read by hand. Got a back in board to Ned Harris off a step. Just pitched the ball over the top. Bogue takes it 55 out from goal. Wants to move it quickly now. It's a 2-on-1. The two's Newtown as well. Bond in front. Should have probably taken the mark. Pepper over the top of it for Leopold. Wrapped up straight away and saves the day. 10 out from the Newtown goal. We will have a ball up.
Did well, Pepper.
Yeah, he did, and that's his third drop mark, Bond. So his hands aren't quite on yet. You know, as a forward, you just need that first one.
15 metres out from the Newtown goal. Umpire puts it into the air. Pocock uncontested, grabbed it, then tried to fire out a handball. In fact, he might have snapped a goal. He has snapped a goal. He looked to free the hands and give a handball off, but with a vacant goal line, he snapped quickly. A real heads-up play for Lammy's Tavern. Goal of the afternoon contender from Alex Pocock. Newtown have got two. They're 2 straight 12. Leopold yet to score. First quarter, K-Rock Geelong Bank scoreboard. Geelong Bank's 1-2 home loan, 1% less for 2 years. You had that sort of got the arms up to look to handball, and all of a sudden gone, do you know what, I've got room here, I'll snap this.
It's tomahawk, like he's just on his own at the top of the square, like a bit of a coach killer too. Where's the pressure around? Where's the desperation? They're the ones you got to fight tooth and nail for, but to make sure that you don't get a shot on goal.
Defend first, Kurt. That's the deal, isn't it?
Absolutely.
That's what I told the boys this morning. It didn't work though. Nash goes towards half forward with the kick for Newtown. Comes out, and was that too high? The umpire says no, it wasn't. Flynn Young coming out at pace was wrapped up straight away, and we'll have a ball up for Wilkinson to get it down to Ned Harris. Quick kick out of the pack, inside 50. Tracking it back there was Pocock, the last goal scorer, and also next to him was Mitch Howard for Leopold. They see it over the boundary line, right half forward, cement end of the ground at Ellerslie Reserve here. We'll have a boundary throw in, 2 straight 12, the Eagles. They lead. Leopold yet to score. Wilkinson from the ruck contest. Foppiani, he dropped the football in the contest. The umpire said play on. Ball towards Condi on the up. Wilkinson, I think he wants to safety the boundary line for him. Gordon couldn't keep it in for Leopold. We'll do it all again about 40 metres around from the Newtown goal.
Liam Nash had the 5 touches and 3 clearances already, Jace. He's really dangerous around those stoppages.
Sydney 19 lead Fremantle 7 early in the second quarter. Port Adelaide 7 lead North Melbourne 6 down in Hobart in the first quarter. Gordon looks to clear after receiving from Clark. His kick missed its target in Ash, and that'll open the door here for Pocock to fire a handball into space onto Condy. Chance for his second quick snap. Oh, wonderful finish. Wasn't the most cleanest of takes from Condy as he dropped it onto the boot, but his connection was really nice from about 30 out. And the veteran small forward has got 2, and Newtown have got 3 and got the bounce here on Leopold. 3 straight 18. Leopold yet to score opening quarter. K-Rock Geelong Bank scoreboard.
Pocock again, sort of instrumental around that forward 50, that dangerous area, but he just got the ball going forward, and we know, and we spoke about it in the pre-game, if Newtown get that ball into their forward line quick, they're going to cause a lot of headaches today, and they've shown that already with 3 goals in the first 10 minutes.
So Pocock running in the ruck now. Wilkinson deep forward, having a rest for Newtown. And also in the ruck, well, Pocock got pushed off the ball by Giddings. The umpire says it was a shepherd or a hold. And it's actually Liam Nash. No, it is Pocock. We'll take it in the ruck contest. So Newtown will drive it forward again. Nelson Brown standing by himself at half forward in front of the best seats in the house. Thanks for that code, Cafe 24/7. It'll get to him. It didn't get down on the full, but he played on, got the handball free and forward, and they get the handball through the middle. Oh, that's a good tackle. Was that high? The umpire knows said play on. Hang on a minute. Yes, the umpire behind said it was a high tackle. The umpire standing 3.5 metres away. It's called play on, but it is a free kick coming back. It was a brute of a tackle. I think
Thompson?
I think it was Jet Matthews.
Oh, Jet Matthews.
Yeah. But Ned Harris has got the free kick. And he will kick from 50, right on the point of 50 at left half forward. And I think he thinks he's got the distance. He goes now. He's certainly got the distance, but the accuracy is well and truly off and he has put that car park left. It's out of bounds on the full, and the Lions to take the result. Free kick.
Jennings with the footy in the right back pocket. Let's bring it broadcast side, and now he pulls it to the corridor. That's a wonderfully way to kick, and he finds Giddings. And the Portland product with it. And of course, the man who broke Newtown's hearts last year, kick to the wing, wanting Wilson, who stretches it on the juggle, has marked, but it's all very static for Leopold. Little chip kick over the top is okay, and he finds Sheen, and the Undertaker releases Reynoldson now. Reynoldson dumped in a tackle by Orr. It was a great tackle that impacted the kick from Harry Orr on Kai Reynoldson. And we hear that his dad, former Cat and Brisbane Bear, Kai Reynoldson, Dad Stephen, is here this afternoon having a look down from the north. Ball back into play. Shallow throw in. Left behind though by Sheehan. Here's Pocock trying to take on the tackle of Wagner to throw, and it will be a free kick to Leopold. Good strong tackle by Logan Wagner.
You're not going to have that tackle too many times. It wasn't David and Goliath like, but it was a great tackle.
13 games, 9 goals at VFL level. Of course, 11 appearances at Werribee, and then made 2 on loan for Gold Coast.
He did, yes.
A couple of years ago. He actually featured in their best players one afternoon. The story was he was winning so much of the footy, they had to tell him to actually hold back. He was making their AFL listed players look bad.
Short kick from Wagner to Marcus Thompson, who is wheeling with some beautiful blue boots this afternoon too, pup. Gets it long inside 50. West up forward. Hamlin Hanger contender, the big fella. Puts the mitts up. Pretty hard to get over the top of Trent West. And he's taken the mark. And just like last week with a goal, obviously deep forward resting is being an option. And he has taken the mark. 10 out, slide angle.
You reckon Marcus Thompson's figured that what do I have to do to win a Matheson other than play well? Maybe the blue boots will just help a little bit more.
Yeah, that's it.
Very striking, aren't they? From the pup.
They are.
So Trent West, the first Leopold score on the board, and it is a goal. So his first, Leopold's first, 1 straight 6. And they trail Newtown 3 straight 18, and that is on the Geelong Bank K-Rock first quarter scoreboard.
They haven't really given their forwards a bit of a look at it today, and that's really that first deep entry that's gone in with any chance of taking a mark. And obviously West down there, Maybaum's down there, so they've just got to try and get that ball in their forward line a little bit quicker. I wouldn't be surprised if Maybaum goes on the ball at some stage to try and get him into the game. Oh, and as we speak, Jason's in the middle.
Oh, you just rolled that one out. You
I
knew
didn't
that was
even see him there,
yeah,
but he's gone in the middle to try and get himself in the game.
Wombat Gully Plant Farm. Over the footy is Ned Harris, brought down by Maybaum, and the umpire says give it to me, just forward of the centre circle, favouring Leopold. 17 minutes gone, Port Phillip Ferries time clock. There's no better way to travel to the footy than Port Phillip Ferries. Check out portphillipferries.com.au. Pocock winning that tap down. Wagner doing the roving. He's wrapped up by Harris, and once again we're going nowhere. So we get a tertiary ball up inside the centre square here at Elderslie Reserve on a sunbathed afternoon. Tap down West. Roving Marcus Thompson. Good roving Marcus Thompson. Good tackle Floppiani, and now we will do it for a 4th time as we try and clear the area, and this is where it gets into free kick territory. That's how tight the matchups are for Wombat Gully around the footy. West and Pocock again. West tries to clear the area with a fist. It goes through hands towards Diamond for Newtown. He can't take it, but he's able to clear a path. Chance here might have been or getting a push in the back, or what's the free kick being paid? It was going to come back. Advantage of pay, but now it's coming back.
Oh, no.
So the free kick will go to Orr, and it's Riley giving a handball off to Diamond. He'll send Newtown inside 50. Brown gone forward, flies, can't mark off the hands of the pack. Justin gave a handball to Matthews for Leopold. Comes back into the corridor with a well-weighted kick, and at the top of the 50-metre arc, it's marked by Gordon.
Gordon gives it away by hand. They run past, and the ball comes to Howard. Oh, goes towards the centre. Wagner stood up. He couldn't take the mark, and the ball is built free to Bogue. Off a step back inside 50. Howard, though, fills the gap. Was getting back to defend and just took the mark easily for Leopold uncontested. Oh, he chips the ball. That's over the top. Devlin can't take it. Oh, fit of the fumbles for everybody. And running free now is Jennings, who goes towards half forward with the kick. Has to be pretty good for Wilson. Wheeled around on the left, got on the right foot in the end, and then gets it towards centre half forward, and Billy Ritchie's taken the mark. Still 55 from goal. Open goal score. He goes short. Well, that was 15.01 metres. Just there to Harris Jennings.
Pretty sure it was 14.9.
Wow, tell you what, it was about 10. But Harris Jennings has taken the mark and will shoot from 49 metres out directly in front at the city end of Elderslie Reserve. Steadied a bit here, Kirsch, haven't they?
They have a little bit. They've just held the ball a little bit longer.
Giddings comes in. Oh, that's a great kick. Goal umpire has not absolutely moved. He hasn't even breathed. He could stand there, and Harris Jennings has put his first on the board. Leopold 2 straight. And Newtown 3 straight. Geelong Bank K-Rock first quarter scoreboard.
A lot better ball movement, Jace. They held position in their back half, and then obviously they attacked the corridor with a bit of run and carry, maintained possession, and just hit up the easy ones. They didn't do nothing spectacular or super. They just hit up the options they had in front of them.
It was a nice bit of work by Wilson. Just kept his composure when he realised he had nothing forward of him.
I'll tell you what, it was a great kick back in the corridor, wasn't it?
Back in the middle, West and Wilkinson. This time the ball's going to spill with his head over it to Billy Clark. He's on ball at the moment. He's pulled the footy in. He needs to get it out. Umpire says he was wrapped up at the moment. He took possession, and we've got a ball up.
Boys, that composure that you were talking about is exactly what Buddha was looking for. I was standing very close to their camp, and he was very unhappy that they were rushing and not taking their time when they were using the ball and turning it over in that first part.
Jane Birch for Geelong Sports Medicine Centre. Newtown will look to go forward here. Here's all. It's Harrison kicking the half forward on the half volley. Trapped by Hollard. Took possession. Then his handball release under pressure was errant because he only gave it to Maybaum of Leopold, and then was wrapped up by Liam Nash, who has got the wild man of Borneo haircut going on. You can't miss him, Liam Nash. It's got Vote Attractor written all over it.
Nearly put a saddle on then with that tackle. He was riding him beautifully.
Wilkinson, West, maybe West this time, winning the tap down straight into the waiting arms of Luke Justin, who then is wrapped up in a two-man tackle and going nowhere. Left half forward, ball in the air, Newtown by 6.
Ball up, West gets it down, left fist, Justin through the middle, left foot kick to half forward, coming out at pace and taking a good mark. Hocking just led Giddings to the ball and was able to take it at centre half back for Newtown. Drives it into the middle, good kick, he speared that pass. And to Ned Harris, less than 10 off the ground, and Ned Harris has taken it right half forward. Oh, called to play on. What's the umpire doing? Oh, wow.
Well, it's either got to be 50 or...
Yeah, or play on. So the umpire said just hold it up, and Ned Harris will have another go at it. So he got wobbly right foot kick inside 50. That's not great delivery. Maybaum gets back there, and Leopold will clear through the former Montrose footballer, and he'll go to the outer side with the kick.
Yeah, the hard luck story of 2022, dropped after the qualifying final and couldn't get his spot back. He was squeezed out. Now a chance for Riley Orr, but his kick is high, wide and not handsome at all. Yeah, it's out of bounds on the full. It'll be a free kick in the left back pocket to the lines. Kai Reynoldson with the foot. He's got Howard in the top in his defensive goal square. If he wanted to switch to this side of the ground, he's going to look to keep it on the Autumn Street side. He'll drive a kick towards the wing where Maddock, just uncontested, floats across and marks for Newtown. Chilwell. That's not a great kick and allows the Eagles to make another forward foray. They lead by 6, 22 and a half minutes played. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock. He's actually conceded some ground all the way back to Bogue, who's running with a very short style haircut. He goes short to Condi. Good spoil by Billy Clark. Might open the door here. Handball of Richie just got to its intended target. Took his time though, Riley Stone, to get it up. We haven't caught a lot of him yet. Through traffic, Richie back to, might be Stone now with a kick towards half forward inside 50. Back with the flight. Not a bad effort. No mark paid though to Harrison Orr. And a chance for Leopold with a handball out wide. Maybaum, can he snap it around his body? He can. A high floating ball. Maddox got back and will take it like a rugby union fullback sitting under the high ball, and will go short with a kick for Hocking, and crisis averted for the Eagles.
So Hocking goes back across the face of goal to Maddock, running at pace. Nick Ash to hold the mark. So Maddock now plays on, goes to the outer side half back flank with the kick to Wilkinson, who led up and took the mark. Just slowing the play down now, late stages. 23 and a half played in this first term. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock. Wilkinson goes with the right foot kick towards centre wing. Brown sets himself. Offie over the top. At the back. Kick around the corner came from Ash. In fact, it was Lane. Oh, and that's a high tackle. Wilkinson has to be a good work to get onto his head. And he's got the free kick, and the Eagles will go from centre wing.
Kick from Bogue to half forward, and a leading up Dunn has taken the mark. Former Geelong Falcon goes short to right half forward and finds Ned Harris, who's just racking them up as he has done most of the season, looking to get back into the Footscray VFL team. Kick inside, forward 52 lines. They spoil each other. One of those was Matthews, who was then taken high by Mick Condy, I suspect, and will get a free kick. He and Lane got in each other's way. Matthews with the short kick, and mark taken by Noffy, and the former Drysdale best and fairest has got it. Long way from home, near his defensive goal, left back pocket. He sends it towards the outer side, looking out there for a mark. Sheehan Flew couldn't take it, and it's off hands and out of bounds for a boundary throw. So the Birchip product has flown for a couple, but hasn't been able to reel them in. And Leopold trail by 6. 18 plays 12 on the first quarter. Carroll Geelong Bank scoreboard.
Boundary thrown at the back. Nash for Newtown. Harris stole it from him in the end. Left foot kick inside 50. A wobbly punt again at the back. Jennings for Leopold. Got it away to Lane. Left foot kick around the corner. Outside defensive 50 towards Wilkinson and West. Umpires found a free kick over the shoulder against West, and Wilkinson will take the free kick. So it gives the handball away quickly. Diamond runs past. Goes with the kick inside 50 again. Brown can't take it. He's opposite number 49. Matthews had it and lost it. Condy runs out of room. And I would suggest to you, Matt Kershaw, that the last 3 or 4 minutes, the technical term for it is a little bit pooey.
Absolutely is the technical term for it. And Leopold defenders are probably on top of it a little bit at the moment, aren't they?
Brown won the tap down during the ruck work. Leopold will look to clear. Handball towards Thompson through traffic, jammed it on the boot to half back, and it fell for Gordon. Gordon gave a quick handball release. Wagner over the top. Finds a runner, Stone. He loops one over the top. Giddings outside of the right boot. What's he got forward on the bounce? Wilson, he's got runners going inside forward 50, and one of those is Lane, who marks 45 from goal. He can send it towards the goal square, because storming to the top of the goal square and marking, that might be Billy Clark, is it? Who has stormed forward to take the mark, and a chance to kick Leopold's third and tie the scores up at 18 apiece.
I think it's Billy Ritchie, actually.
It is Billy Ritchie. So game number 50 this afternoon for Billy Ritchie. It was good hard running. They ran the ball nicely out of defence. Marcus Thompson involved, as you'd expect, and this to tie the score up at 18 apiece. After conceding the first 3, Leopold looking for 3 straight. Ritchie 20 out, directly in front. No mistake. He's pretty happy with it too. It's Billy Ritchie. So he kicks his first. Leopold's third, and on the K-Rock Geelong Bank scoreboard, it is Newtown and Chilwell 3 straight 18. Leopold 3 straight 18. Geelong Bank's 1-2 home loan, 1% less for 2 years. And in the experts chair for the Sporting Globe, Matt Kershaw.
What I really like about that was, and you mentioned it, Jace, it was yuck. It was yuck the last 3 to 4 minutes, but Leopold held up really well in their back half, not allowing to Newtown to score. But their run and carry out of defence and their overlap running was really impressive. They got it into their forward line. Wilson, again, he was again proactive in his half-forward role, and they got a nice goal through hard work. And their work rate was extreme then. So, yeah, great result for Leopold Footy Club.
Back to the middle. Wilkinson and West. Wilkinson wants to come from the same side nearly as West and gets it down as well. Roved by Harris. He can't take it away though, and the Lions do. Deep forward again with the kick at the side of the pack. Ritchie kicks another one. 2 in a minute. Did beautiful work off the side of the pack. Just waited for the ball to sit up for him, and he was literally 20 metres out directly in front from goal. Jammed it on his boot and has kicked his second and gives Leopold the lead. They have 4 straight 24. They lead Newtown 3 straight 18.
Boys, the irony with that was they tried to get Ritchie off the ground before his first goal, and it wasn't the appropriate time, so they yelled out and told him to stay there, and he's kicked 2 in the following minute. So he's pretty happy he stayed out there.
Like that, I think, Birchie, always. Geelong Bank K-Rock first quarter scoreboard.
Geelong Sports Medicine Centre 2. Jane Birch down boundary side, thanks to Nick and Emma Jarman and the team at Geelong Sports Medicine Centre. Ball in the air. West uncontested wins the tap down. Wilkinson, they might do the roving, although he leaves it for Foppiani, and then Foppiani snaps a quick kick towards centre half forward. Harris with the one hand knocked it to advantage for Leopold. And they will try and run away from Dunn. Kicks very, very wide, and here's the man of the moment, Ritchie, on the second bounce, takes the footy, handball over his head, missed its intended target in the Jordan Thompson in game number 2. Dump Marcus Thompson by Foppiani. Nobody saw it, and Thompson is hurt. Keep an eye on that, as Leopold have got the ball to the goal square, and Jordan Thompson has kicked the goal, I reckon. Appeals for hitting the post or touched. Conference between goal and field umpire taking place. Marcus Thompson in the hands of the trainers in back play after Foppiani put him on his back. Chat with the boundary umpire to take place as well. I think this was going to be awarded a goal. We obviously can't go to any arc as the siren has sounded too for quarter time. What decision are we going to get? We're going to get a Leopold goal on the siren. So Jordan Thompson in game number 2 kicks his first of his GFNL career. Marcus Thompson's on his feet, which is a good sign. But he was crunched by Connor Foppiani.
Jeez, was he what?
Without the footy and nobody saw him.
Half forward, Wagner with 8 and 4 clearances, Thompson with 6 and 2 clearances.
Second quarter, thanks to Harvey Norman. Think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices. Here's Jace.
Weston Wilkinson in the ruck contest. Stone got one high from Liam Nash. Should take the first free kick of the second term. Riley Stone for Leopold. Gives it away by hand quickly. And they run through Gordon with a long right foot kick inside 50 at the front. That's a high tackle. And that was indiscriminate from Fletcher Wilson. And made sure Harrison Orr got a little one on the way through as well as he was on the ground. So he plays on, wants to switch the play. Dangerous kick. Great knocking. Has just taken the mark in the opposite back pocket. It was nearly out of bounds on the full. Goes with the breeze, but he plays on and goes with the kick towards Hollard, who goes up, can't take the mark. Over the back, Condi, Newtown. Try and bring it through centre wing, but getting across there was Nick Lane for Leopold. Sees it over the boundary line, and we will have a throw in centre wing at Elderslie Reserve.
Almost a minute played. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock, second quarter action. Wilkinson front position. It's a shallow throw in. West was able to have a second attempt at it. Knocked into the path of Wagner. Shared it by hand with Justin. Justin with a kick inside forward 50 off his man. Came Maddock and took a really strong grab. Sheen and Hocking collided in back play. They're both okay. Nothing untoward in it. They just both found the deck. Maddock's kick on the half volley taken by Brown. Top of his defensive goal square. Had to handball back to Maddock, who handballed back to Brown under pressure from Richie. Now his kick on the way out. Miss Blake Reed, a rolling ball. Chance for Charlie Harris. Through traffic, dragged down. The bouncing ball eluded Thompson. Diamond tried to tap it to his own advantage. Took on one, took on two. That'll be holding the ball or a sling tackle. It's a sling tackle against Jordan Thompson. He didn't need to actually drag him to ground. He would have won the free kick. And instead he's given it up and an opportunity to have a shot at goal. And Diamond's got it 25 from his defensive goal. Diamond drives it. He wants Nash over his head, skidding ball. Trying to protect it was Matthews, trying to get it on the up to Jennings, but that attempt was in vain. Jennings was able to reel it off the ground and then tried to take on the tackle of Hollard. Gave a handball at close quarters. Might be Maybaum who was dumped in that tackle. Brought to ground, and we will get a ball up. Over the top came Hollard and Condi to bring to ground. In fact, it was Riley Stone, and we'll get a ball up. Just inside the centre square, broadcast side. And it's Leopold 30 leading Newtown and Chilwell 18.
West gets it down to Thompson, who's pushed straight into the ground straight away by Bogue, not going anywhere. And we will have...
For all those masses of Lakers fans around the world, 122-101. They're through to the West Conference Finals after being a 7th seed.
Perfect. Stone for Leopold, gets it forward.
Look at the Lakers fans in front of us here too, including Sammy Nichols, who still was robbed of a GFNL goal-kicking award, Aiden Grace style. They just kept feeding Aiden Grace St Mary's that afternoon.
Charlie Harris gets it out wide. Harrison Orr takes the mark at left half back for Newtown. So... the ball now short. No, thought about short. Yes, he does go very short now to Bogue, who takes the mark outside. Defensive 50. They come back into defensive 50 to Brown, mucking around with it, the Eagles, and then they turn it over, and that's just poop, I think. That's no good for Newtown. And they turn it over. Justin gets it inside for Leopold. Still 50 out from goal, called to play on. Ash goes with a kick inside 50. No mark taken off the back handball or under pressure for Newtown. Gets it out to Diamond, who's come back to help out. Goes outside 50. He's kicked that into the car park. That's out of bounds on the full, and Leopold will have the resultant free kick.
Yeah, kicked on his non-preferred left there, Mitch Diamond, and didn't get the connection that he wanted, and that's going to open up the door here for the Lions, who've got the momentum in this contest. They are running up the hill and into the breeze in this second quarter. A beautiful afternoon.
Haven't had a kick in yet, Jace.
No.
Kick inside, forward 50. Came from Lane. Brown cleaned up at the back for Newtown and Chilwell. A handball on the bounce. Charlie Harris looped it over the top, trying to find Maddock. Chance here for the Polders. Ash, little kick is okay. Did it go 15 to Wilson? Not paid as a mark. Was knocked forward from his grasp. Too high, free kick. Diamond laying the tackle a little bit indiscriminate on Jordan Thompson. So a couple of errors from Mitch Diamond. You don't see that very often from the number 30 from the Eagles within the space of a minute or so, making a couple of errors. But this has given Jordan Thompson a chance to kick his second and give Leopold an 18-point lead.
This will get back from the free kick he just gave away a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah,
nice way to return the favour.
The football world, it may have right itself here for Jordan Thompson from 35 metres out. He drills a goal, so 2 for Thompson, the late inclusion for Patton. 6 straight 36 now, Leopold. Newtown and Chilwell 3 straight 18 in this second quarter of K-Rock football. Thanks to Harvey Norman. Think Harvey Norman, Cryo and Morn Ponds for all the big brands at Geelong's at best prices.
I think Newtown are going, that's all we need. Another Thompson that can play out there. But what I liked about Leopold then is, Jason, when you said it was poop, it's because Leopold were really set up behind the ball terrifically well, and Newtown had nowhere to go. So every time they tried to exit, they were just going to turn the ball over. So they panicked, overpossessed, and then turned it over, and that's what gave them the opportunities.
Back in the middle, West gets it down, falls in the arms of Clark, leaves it behind this time Diamond. He got a quick little kick out towards a vacant half forward flank. Hollard for Newtown, inside 50. Bond tried to tap it on. Giddings over the back. Now Jennings towards half back. He goes up, no mark taken. Nash, Diamond for Newtown. Oh, great spin and great turn by Giddings. Got it across half centre wing, but Newtown work hard around the stoppage there. They were able to hold it up. And Justin comes in, put the tackle on Diamond. So we're going to have a ball up centre wing for both sides. Southern side of the ground. West gets it down, rode by Justin, who's had an influence in this second term. Goes towards Sheen, who tried to tap it on for Leopold. Now kick by Riley Orrs. Good. Cross defensive 50 was okay. Charlie Harris came back to help out and has taken the mark.
Harris with a kick that he just pops over the top for Maddock, and that statuesque figure of Luke Maddock, very upright in his movements.
Perpendicular.
Yeah, he comes laterally to Hocking, but they're still inside defensive 50 and struggling to get out. Hocking looking at the corridor. That's where he'll go to Nash, who stretches and marks at the top of the 50-metre arc. Long way from home, the Eagles. Nash brings it towards the broadcast wing, and Ned Harris marks on the chest, unmarked. But he's behind the wing. He want to come on the 45, and it's Kapala stretching and marking just back of the wing, the number 11 for Newtown. He will now go to the corridor. Blake Reed, his target, showed a lot of it, and a chance to attack here. Reynoldson, he's got a runner inside 50, and the Undertaker in Sheehan. And the Undertaker's mark, 35 out directly in front. They went that 45-degree kick into the middle, and if you're not precise, it's going to hurt you. And they were a sitting duck for Reynoldson to pick it off, and that is going to result now in Will Sheehan, the recruit from Birchip, having a shot on goal and a chance for a 24-point lead and a 7th consecutive goal for the Polders. Sheehan playing game number 5. He's averaging a goal a game, and that continues. So a 7th on the board, 7th straight for Leopold, and they go out to a 24-point lead. They're 7 straight 42. Newtown and Chilwell 3 straight 18, and this game has been turned on its head.
Well, same again. They looked really good behind the ball, Leopold. They got some great shape. They look organised. So Newtown have to slowly, and then they eventually turn the ball over. That's 2 times in a row now. They've played into the hands of Leopold's defensive structure behind the ball. Easy turnover, easy shot on goal once it gets inside forward 50 because they're out of position, Newtown.
So back to the middle. 7 on the bounce for Leopold. West. Gets it down. Wagner. Foppiani wrapped up. Handball though to Wilkinson, who followed up to Hollard for Newtown. Inside 50. Scrambling kick tapped on by Pocock. Nobody there though for Newtown. Bond. He gets tripped up. The umpire says play on. And there will be a ball up. Only about 15 metres out from the Newtown goal. City end of the ground. So a chance for the home side for a quick reply. West got held on to in the ruck contest. Umpire said play on. Jennings was there as well. Fresh air shot came away quickly, and that came from Flynn Young for Newtown. Now the ball still in dispute in the back pocket. Foppiani off a step. Left foot kick to the top of the square. But getting back there and taking the mark is Mitch Howard for Leopold.
Howard. Is that sunscreen Mitch Howard is?
I think it might be.
As he brings it towards half back, and a good mark over the back by Hocking. In a pack of 4, he judged it best. His bodies were flying everywhere. Hocking never averted his gaze from the Sharon. Kick inside, forward 50, or 2 lines collide. Ball spills for Matthews, though, and they'll get out of trouble. The clearing kick to half-back is okay, and Ash has marked it's not a Leopold team without somebody related to the great Les Ash in it. Kick towards the wing. Surely high on Sheehan, not paid. Wilson through traffic, dumped in the tackle. Ball spills out, maybe holding the ball. Should have been paid, wasn't. Handball up, Ned Harris. Kapala too hot to handle. Now chance to run. Involved was done. Giving it to Foppiani. Kick inside forward 50. Defensive fist came from Noffy. Dribbling ball. Pocock rolling to the goal line. And that's touched on the line. I reckon it rolled through a Leopold defender there. And fortuitously, it touched on the line and they avoid a potential disaster. And the quick kick in is marked by Riley Stone.
Stone gets it further afield. Pepper takes the mark outside defensive 50 for the Lions. He wants to go back inside defensive 50 to Stone. Bond comes up on him quickly and holds him up. So still in the back pocket, city end of the ground. The Lions called to play on, goes long, looking for the long arms of Giddings, who can't take the mark. Off the back of the pack, Newtown. Now Harris on centre wing. Ned back inside. Good kick. Finds Flynn Young. Plays on quickly. 65 from goal. Drills it towards Bond. And that's great play. Opened up the open side of the ground. Bond to run onto it. And he has taken the mark and will shoot for goal from 30 out, 45-degree angle.
Well, we're talking about their forward line being not as functional, and they're the two players that need to lift, Young and Bond. They're the two keys in that forward line, and they both are in that played in. So they need to finish these opportunities to get inside their forward 50.
Lockie Bond, who hasn't troubled the scorers so far this afternoon.
It's his first kick, Jace.
Yes. And a chance for Newtown's fourth of the afternoon comes in. That's a good kick.
Drilled that.
Yeah, has drilled it straight through post high. And puts his first on the board. Fourth for Newtown. They go to 4-1-25 trail. Leopold 7 straight, 42 Harvey Norman. K-Rock. Second quarter scoreboard, Harvey Norman. Think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices.
We say they haven't had the influence of the game, but they haven't really had the opportunity yet either, because the ball's getting stymied before it gets to their forward half. So they moved the ball a little bit quicker by a foot then, and started with Ned Harris in their defensive half. So if they can get that ball going with just one or two quick possessions into their forward line, then they can be dangerous.
Ball back in the middle. West going against Wilkinson. Ball hits the deck. Marcus Thompson's first there. Under pressure, got a handball on the up. Stone snapped a kick towards the outer wing. Slipping over was Charlie Harris, and that opened the door for Luke Justin, who fended off a couple of would-be tacklers. Drove Leopold into attack. It's set for Giddings to fly from behind. In fact, it was Sheen. The hands of the pack. Hocking, a handball release. Now a chance on the bounce. Or had to come up and meet the footy. He was met the other way by Jordan Thompson, who now dives on the footy. That'll be holding the ball if he can't get it out. It does spill out. Well, the umpire was blindsided. The ball had actually spilled out. Thompson's not arguing it too much, but he might be a little bit stiff there. And a chance here for Riley Orr to kick an absolute floater off the boot. Diving down low. Stone couldn't complete the mark. Tried to get a handball on the up to Billy Clark, but missed him. And now Diamond will clear a long driving ball. It's a good kick, and the mark taken out there by Charlie Harris. Harris is sending a kick now to the wing and onto the chest of Dunn, who has it near the boundary line, just back of the wing. Autumn Street side of the ground. He goes short, and Harris, that's Charlie, has worked forward to present and mark.
This is that slow ball movement. They can't get much momentum because of the way that Leopold have set up.
Kick to Condi. Condi short. Diamond assesses his options. Now wants to come laterally on the right boot to Hocking. He marks at the edge of the cricket wicket, and then he shorts one to Foppiani, who was a sitting duck, although Foppiani was strong. Kicked under pressure from Gordon, a high ball. Goal square. Marking options. One of those Nash couldn't mark. Handball out the side door. Stone clearing kick. Pitcher just threw it on the boot. Barreled it towards Sheen. He couldn't get a handle on it. Chance now for Harry Orr. He can't take it, but he's helped out there by Nash. And then a neat little... his brother Riley. Now Foppiani involved. Riley Orr back to Harrison Orr. Handball over the top. Foppiani generation now. Now back to Riley Orr, who gave a handball along the boundary line. Foppiani received it back from Dunn. Now a kick to a 30 from goal. Flying but not marking was Pocock. 25 from goal. They'll compete, Leopold, to try and clear, but they can't. Diamond, quick snap. Got a good purchase on it and hit the post. Not a bad effort from Mitchy Diamond, but he's missed. And they go to 4-2-26 now. Newtown and Chilwell. Leopold 7 straight 42.
A lot of handballs in that play, Jace.
Yeah, there was. Pepper plays on from full back for Leopold. Comes Broadcast side, can't find Gordon. Handball from Dunn was good to Foppiani again, is racking the possessions up. Top of the square, Bond can't take it. Condi was pushed off the football way too high. And it was coming in was Pitcher, who came in way too high, Mick Condi, and he will take the free kick 30 metres out directly in front.
A little overzealous.
Very overzealous.
Indeed.
From the Leopold defender. So Mick Condi, who's kicked 2 this afternoon already.
Matt McMahon very vocal about keeping the pace on the ball, meaning get that ball moving quicker into their forward half.
Opens it up, doesn't it? Puts the pressure on the defence.
You can see how dangerous they can be.
That's it. So Condi, 30 out directly in front, City end of the ground, has kicked the goal. So his third of the afternoon. And the Eagles just get back into the contest a little bit here. 5-2-32. They trail Leopold 7 straight 42. Harvey Norman K-Rock. Second quarter scoreboard.
You saw, though, Jace, that last play, they switched the play, they changed the angles a little bit, and that's the only way you can beat a good defence, particularly when they're well organised. So if you can change the angles and get the ball into your forward line quick, the defence can't shift quick enough with it. So that's what they're going to have to start to do. Move the ball off the line a little bit, but move the ball quick, get it going forward rather than sideways and slow ball movement.
After trailing by 24, they've pulled the margin back to 10. Back in the middle, they'll look to go forward again. Newtown and Chilwell. Foppiani trying to run onto the loose ball. Thompson there for Leopold. That's Marcus. Might have taken Condi high. I reckon he did. And once again, Mick Condi with a free kick. But he's probably too far out to score, though. The 8 of the breeze might help.
I'll tell you who stepped up a bit. Foppiani this quarter. He's throwing his body around.
He's given a handball off to Hawkins. Sorry, boys. Hawkins just checked his kick inside 50. And the mark taken by Bogue. 35, make it 40 metres out from goal. You could see Mick Condi looking back, wanting that run from behind, and he got it from Braden Hocking, who we thought was going to sink the slipper into it, but he saw Matty Bogue out the corner of his eye, and Bogue loves this situation. He's a noted goal kicker out of the midfield, coming off 3 goals and 31 touches against Bell Park last week.
Hocking doesn't mind a goal himself either, Kingy. He kicked 9 1/4 or something last year, 8 1/4, or something ridiculous.
8 for the afternoon, I think it was. As Bogue starts at left, tries to draw it back on the breeze. He's got good purchase. Has he got the carry? Well, it doesn't matter because it's marked on the line and put through by Bond for a goal, is it? Discussion taking place between goal and field umpire. And the signal will be...
It's either a goal or a mark and goal.
Goal.
Well, it's going to be a goal. Well, who are we giving it to is the question.
It was Bond, wasn't it?
Was it over the line?
They're celebrating to Bond, so yeah, they are.
And the goal is kicked by Bond. So he's got his second of the afternoon. He loves a goal against Leopold. Now got 11 from 4 outings against the Lions. And the margin is back to 4 points, and we're well and truly game back on, but should we expect anything less out of a Newtown and Chilwell Leopold matchup? Second quarter, Harvey Norman scoreboard. Leopold 7 straight 42. Newtown and Chilwell 6-2-38.
So back to the middle. Pocock now running in the ruck for Newtown against Giddings for Leopold. Nash over the top, but he can't drag it free. Foppiani tried to take it from Stone from Leopold. Umpire will come in and we'll have another ball up. Still in the middle of Elderslie. So Pocock and Giddings. Giddings gets a big thump away over the cricket, or on the cricket pitch area, in fact. Falls towards Foppiani again. Now Wagner, Leopold forward towards Maybaum at the back, over the head of him. Rolls towards the goal and has run through, has it? Goal umpire says, yes, it has. So that's a kick from the middle of the ground, Nelly.
Yeah, Stone.
And it was Riley Stone who just broke free from the front of the contest, just put it on the boot with a bit of breeze behind him, and has put his first on the board and a very quick reply for the Lions. They go to 8 straight 48. Great kicking. Matt Kershaw very happy with that. Newtown 6-2-38. Harvey Norman K-Rock's second quarter scoreboard.
Well, we've got 14-2 for the day, Jace. It's a forward's delight, one would say.
Yes.
If only Geelong had kicked this straight last time.
Could have been a different ball game.
Back in the middle, and Nash will be looking to attack the footy against Stone. Nash won the tap down after the ball sort of pinged up the chimney. Giddings freed the arms, trying to get a handball to Marcus Thompson. Ball spills out the back lane, kept his head. Oh, jeez, crunched in a tackle. Over the top went Dylan Hall, and there's going to be a ball up as Hall went over the top of Gordon. Umpire didn't see anything untoward and says, give it to me, I'll put it into the air. So up it goes. Giddings doing some ruck work as West has a spell. Might be sitting not too far from Birchie for Geelong Sports Medicine Centre. Diamond was able to shrug the tackle and get a handball release, but only far as the other number 30, Stone. He shrugged the tackle, jammed it on the boot to the wing. Blake Reed over the top. Oh, good hammer and hanger over the top of Jordan Thompson. Wants the corridor and puts it onto the chest of a teammate in Devlin. Devlin gave a handball off to Bogue. Bogue a kick to the outer wing for Newtown and Chilwell, and the mark taken by Flynn Young, who we haven't called a great deal off this afternoon. Young, the former Grovedale Tiger, bangs it long inside forward, 50, 2-on-1, wanted Bond, it's off hands, and Gordon will be happy to run that through for a rush behind and make the margin 9. 6-3-39 at Newtown and Chilwell. Leopold, 8 straight 48, 20 minutes, we're into time on. Has ticked over on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock.
Kick in, found Riley Stone at centre half back for Leopold. Called to play on, comes broadcast side to centre wing, Wilson. Got Orr against him, punched it away as well, needs some help. Orr wrapped up, the umpire says held in. And Ash coming across to help there with Fletcher Wilson. Nash as well, Ash and Nash, that's good, isn't it? Some ball up centre wing. Pocock gets it down for Newtown towards Nash, pushed off the football without it. Bogue comes in against Wagner, and the piano salesman will get up.
I know Logan's dad Ron will be listening. He's an avid K-Rock listener, so welcome to Ron.
Was he the original piano salesman, was he, Ron? Wagner.
Umpire puts it into the air. Former Newcombe player, I think, Ron, as Logan was for a little while. There's going to be a free kick being paid. Which way? It's going to go to... If it's coming back, it's going to Leopold, is it? No, it's going to Newtown. No advantage paid. And just having a conversation on the mark with the umpire is Tommy Gordon. And Nash will take the resultant free kick. I would suspect Nash and Gordon would have crossed paths VFL style at Port Melbourne and Footscray respectively. Nash laterally to Brown, who marks about 75 from goal. He turns and kicks, sets up to about 40 out, and stretching and marking is Hocking. He's a real swingman, Braden Hocking. He's got that ability to go forward, and he has this time and taken a mark and a chance to pull the margin back to 3 points.
Well, it's probably a good move because they're getting enough air ball inside forward 50, and they just haven't had that player to take the mark. So having a marking option down there, it's a good move.
The only player to have played in a grand final at GFNL senior level out there for Newtown this afternoon was part of the 2015 side that couldn't overcome St Joey's. 8 years on, he's having a shot at goal from outside 50. He's tugged it badly to the left, and it will just sneak in for a behind, or is he out in the full? It's hit the behind post. The left-hand behind post, and it'll be a free kick to Leopold in the right-back pocket, and it might be Jennings to take it.
So short kick to Pitcher. Plays on, kicks it across the face of goal to Wagner. He comes up the ground towards Jennings, who can't take the mark. Off hands, or back inside 50. Dangerous kick, dangerous ball. Condi can't take a ball, spills free. Oh, fresh air shot. Defensively, Leopold set up well, and they hold it up about 35 out from the Newtown goal. We're going to have a ball up. 22 and a half played. Port Phillip Ferries time clock in the second term.
A bit of way to travel to the footy. Wilkinson winning the tap down for Newtown. Chilwell barging his way through Matthews for Leopold. His kick, though, will come back with Devlin cleaning up, playing gatekeeper. Kick inside forward, 50 to the goal line. Back with the flight. Mark well judged by Noffy, who's got it. It was a 2-on-1 against Bond, and Noffy took it nicely. He goes short and just gets it to Riley Stone, and then Stone swings onto his right boot. He's got a runner out wide in Lane. Lane can chip one over the top, and looks like they've freed one in Justin. Justin's got it. He sends it long. Billy Ritchie's intended target. It was just set up enough for Nelson Brown to come across the face with a well-timed spoil. Send it out of bounds. Boundary throw-in at right half forward. They'll patient Leopold, but that delivery just hung a little bit too long in the air. Nelson Brown reading at best the veteran, playing game 84, and a boundary throw-in.
So it'll be thrown in for West and Wilkinson, who are back on the ground for their respective sides. Wilkinson in front. West gets it over the back. Nash rows it. Just shimmies past. Gets the kick inside. Dunn takes the mark. Goes across the centre of the ground. Flynn Young up from half forward. Takes it. On the outside, Reid draws a player. Oh, the handball was horrific. Set Reid a task. Thought about the handball himself, and then he just tumbles the punt towards Diamond. So he's at right half forward. About 60 from goal for Newtown. Mitch Diamond come around now, called to play on. Right foot kick back short towards Nash. He can't take it. Free kick over the shoulder, said the umpire. Leopold advantage. They're going to be able to break free and come towards Giddings, who couldn't take the mark. Maddock at the back for Newtown. Handball over the top to Reed. Short little kick out of trouble, and Diamond takes it on centre wing.
Well, Connor Giddings will want that moment back. Diamond laterally, Condi marks edge of the centre square. He wants to go from one edge to the other edge to Harrison Orr. Orr swings a handball wide to Devlin, who took it on the bounce, confronted by Justin, so he had to go back to Harrison Orr. He took a handball on the bounce and then kicked quickly. It wasn't a great kick. Wonderful pick up and jammed on the boot by Ash. It's going to spill nicely for Justin. Oh, his kick was wonderfully smothered by Hocking. Foppiani picked up the loose ball. Or gave a handball. That was Riley. Now a chance to go inside forward 50. The Eagles. Bond, a little shimmy, and then stepped around onto his left boot. Sent it to about 20 out from goal, looking for a marking target. Can't find one, and Leopold will clear to half back, although it will come back as the mark's taken by Bogue.
Yes, Bogue has taken the mark at left half forward. West stands the mark. Still 65 from goal, so too far out to score. He's going to drive it long now with the kick, top of the square. Bond, a little bit of a shove, 1-2, push, yeah. If I picked it, the umpire was 3 metres away, he picked it easily. And Lockie Bond, indiscriminate with the hands there.
Dusty Martin would have got away with it.
Sheehan at full back, short little kick is just okay. And Jet Matthews has taken the mark.
Jet Matthews, one of 4 lines to play every game last year. 22 games, that was the most you could play in the season. There were 4 in that did it. Kick from Lane, asking a lot there if Jordan Thompson couldn't mark. Ground level, Newtown with Foppiani. Diamond stepped out of the tackle of Thompson. Now a kick inside, it's a floater into 50. It's off hands and out the back. Leopold with numbers. A clearing kick, Matthews again, but fell for Condi, who gave it to Nash. Nash, kept his head nicely, and a little left foot kick that Bogue has marked. Might be too far out to score. So he decides to just short it up, and Nelson Brown has marked. Man on the mark stands just inside 50. Birchie, that breeze for South Point Garden Supplies. Can you just give us an update on what it's doing down at ground level?
Yeah, it hasn't increased at all, Kingy, but it was definitely blowing towards your commentary box there. So I think we're conflicting on our our wind directions, but I don't think it's affecting the play too much out there at all.
Brown, after the siren,
tricky kick.
Cut the margin to 3 it is. He sends it on its way. He's got good purchase. He's got great purchase. He kicks a Lammy's Tavern. Goal of the afternoon on the half-time siren. Nelson Brown, with just his second of the season, kicked one back in round 1 against Geelong West and kicks his second of the year at half-time in a big clash against Leopold. Newtown Chilwell 7-3-45. Leopold 8 straight 48, and why we not surprised that margin is or the AFL Barwon live stream through aflbarwon.com.au. Make sure you jump on any of our social media, Facebook or the KFC Twitter, thanks to KFC at Drysdale Murdoch Road. Third quarter underway for Geelong Bank. Here's Jace.
Yes, Marcus Thompson straight lines the ball, can't take it though. Diamond for Newtown gets it free. Foppiani off a step deep, 50 entry. Nofi comes across, he's wrapped up by Bond on hands and knees. Comes back towards him as well. Matthews got a hand to it, he can't take it. Hollard puts a tackle on with Bond, and they keep it inside Newtown's forward 50, kicking to the Geelong cement end of Eldersley Reserve in this third term. They get it down. Pocock gets it down. West got another hand to it as well. Oh, that's a high tackle. Umpire says play on. Didn't see it, but blindsided there. And it will be another ball up. Getting off the canvas is Harris Jennings, and we'll have another ball up deep in Newtown's forward 50.
Pocock winning the tap this time, trying to get it towards Nash. Stone keeping him company. Socket off the ground by Thompson, buys 35 metres for Leopold. But Brown just inside the centre square, cleans up for Newtown. A handball to Kapala. Kapala a kick wide for Harry Orr. Try to get it back to Kapala now. He's got trouble because Justin's there and he's given away a free kick, Kapala. So just a couple of errant disposals hurting Newtown there. And Luke Justin was able to put enough pressure on and then win a free kick for being held. He's got it at left half back, Luke Justin, from Coloranurat. A couple of years ago, kick to the wing. Giddings comes up with a fly, can't mark. Fletcher Wilson's been solid this afternoon as a lively small forward, but he can't extricate himself from the situation out there. He's tackled, brought to ground, and we'll get a ball up true centre wing. Auden Street side of the Eldersley Reserve venue. Tap down wonderful from West to Wagner. Wagner sends it high towards half forward, a bouncing ball in front of Sheen, who's gone back forward. in this third quarter after spending some time in defence in the second, and the Undertaker sees it out of bounds for a boundary throw-in. About left half forward, just outside 50. Leopold in attack and leading by 3 points as we tick over 2 minutes played in this third quarter on the Port Phillip Ferry time clock.
Boundary throw West, big thump back towards the boundary line. Gains about 30 metres, doesn't go out. Newtown keep it in. Nash under pressure, broke free, wants to switch the plate. Broadcast side half back, running with the flight. Reed takes a mark and plays on quickly. Kick was not crash on off the boot, goes towards an open half forward flank. Young rides the tackle, tried to get it away by hand. He did, but only as far as the Leopold defence. They go towards Ritchie, who can't take it, and Diamond sees it over the boundary line for a throw in right on centre wing in front of Jane Birch. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
The Geelong Sports Medicine Centre, Birchie, Church Street, Geelong West, or Ballarat Road, North Geelong, depending on where the boundary is. It sits on about the boundary. Boundary throw-in. Wilkinson, the tap down, front of the pack. Nash through traffic, handball. Diamond, who fires a handball to Bogle, happening at true centre wing for Newtown. He gives a handball to Harry Orr, he gives it back to Diamond. Diamond sends a kick inside forward 50, a one-on-one. His intended target was Flynn Young. Outpointed by Pepper, gave a handball to Nofi, who was able to get away from Hollard, and then drilled a kick straight onto the waiting chest of Cam Wilkinson for Newtown. He goes short to Foppiani, and he marks. I reckon that might have happened at interleague level a few times. Wilkinson to Foppiani. In the 90s, laterally he goes to Bogue, and Bogue's got it at point of the square at left half forward. He goes short, and Condi, who's been, or rather Diamond marks, I was going to say. Diamond swings onto his right boot, leading Bond into the pocket, bounces in front of he and Noffy, handball release. Charlie Harris spins 180, then a handball back. Reed, kick to 25 out from goal. Wonderful ball, and the mark is taken 25 out by Pocock, and a chance to give Newtown back the lead.
He's been good today, Blake Reed. Everything he's done has been really polished. His skills, his efficiency would be pretty high. I don't think he's missed a target today, which has been rare out in this game at the moment because everyone's turning it over. But Blake Reed's been super.
Sporting Globe, watch every Cats home and away game at the Sporting Globe. Geelong, Matt Kershaw in the experts chair, and Pocock looking for his second of the afternoon and the first lead for Newtown since the 27-minute mark of the opening quarter, and they are back in front. 8-3-51 on the K-Rock third quarter Geelong Bank scoreboard. Leopold 8 straight 48. Geelong Bank's 1-2 home loan, 1% less for 2 years. Here's Matt Kershaw.
It's been a bit of a grind for them to get back into this game, but they've done it. They've got their noses back in front, and let's see if they can learn from their previous ball movement mistakes about getting that ball in quick. They have had a little bit more intent, I reckon, Jace, with their ball movement. They look like they're going a little bit more quicker, a little bit more pace on the ball, and a bit more direct.
So back to the middle, Wilkinson and West. Umpire Douglas throws the ball in the air. Wilkinson takes it out of the ruck contest, gets it towards half forward. There was a hold on Ned Harris, I think it was. He'll take the free kick, 55 from goal. Wants to move it quickly. You can see there's a bit of movement in the forward line. He goes long. There's a 2-on-2 down there. Bond! Hamlin Hanger, contender from Lockie Bond. Stuck the arms up against Nofi and said, yes, there it is, thanks. And he's taken the mark, and as Kirsch was saying in the first half, they just weren't sticking. That one stuck.
Yeah, it sure did.
And he's going to shoot for goal from 12 out, directly in front.
He's a nice kick of the ball, Bond. He will not miss this, Jace.
Wow.
Will not. I don't care about the commentator's curse or any of that rubbish. This just absolutely sails through into the front yard of the house over the road.
Lockie Bond comes in and kicks the goal. And tells the Newtown supporters behind as well. He's pretty happy with it too.
He's gone straight into the crowd.
Going to everybody down there. Real AFL style.
Till you like 3 goals up in a grand final, Jace.
His third of the afternoon. 9-3-57 Newtown. Leopold 8 straight 48 Geelong Bank K-Rock. Third quarter scoreboard.
Well, it's not a really scientific game, Jason. When you get the ball and you can get in quick to one-on-ones, you give yourself a chance. When you slow the ball down and give opposition time to put 10 behind the ball, that's when the game turns poop-like.
I've always said it's a simple game played by simple people.
Correct. Confused by coaches.
Correct. That's right. Yes. Swans are in big trouble. Fremantle by 25 at the SCG, 70-45.
The Leopold Sporties.
Just got an updated score at Joey's West. Joey's by 1 point.
Oh, wow. Ball into the air after they kicked the first 4 of the contest. St Joey's West won it down. Wagner was taken high by Foppiani. who's got that matchup, I think, for Wombat Gully Plant Farm, 201 Townsend Road in Moolap. Wagner wants to come to the broadcast wing and puts it onto the chest of Pitcher. Pitcher kicks towards right half forward, a low ball that was taken nicely there. Man, we haven't caught a lot of in Reynoldson. Sends it inside forward 50. West, big stretch and mark. Hamlin Hanger contender from the biggest man on the ground. The 35-year-old is ageless. And he'll go back and have a shot to restore the lead for Leopold. In fact, he was the man who got them going. He kicked their first goal of the afternoon in the 16-minute mark of the opening term. I should say bring it back to 3 points. I apologise. Trent West for his second. Man on the mark stands 45 from goal. West delivers nicely. That's a good finish. Goal umpire did not move. And Trent West now has 2 for the afternoon. The margin is back to 3, and don't go anywhere because this is going to the wire, as you would expect a Newtown and Leopold clash to do.
Well, it's a great response by Leopold to hit back straight away. Just one to watch down there, Birchie. Uriah Hollard's come off holding his high hamstring just under his butt cheek. Was limping a little bit. Whether there's something more in that, I'm not sure.
The technical term for it, the butt cheek.
Butt cheek, the buttocks, the gluteus maximus.
The butt cheek. Back to the middle. Wilkinson. Last goal scorer West gets a second tap to it. Falls to the back. Wagner got it outside towards West, who followed it up. Rover style. Can't take it with him. Falls over. Looks like he got shot on the grassy knoll there. Ball comes out and towards the best seats in the house. Thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. We're going to have a boundary throw in.
Popiani with a clearing kick there that bounced towards our broadcast fan. Nicely positioned here just at half forward at the cement end of the ground, the old cement works end. Shallow boundary throw, and it bounces at the feet of West and Wilkinson, and West chucks it towards the boundary line. Handball with Richie. Richie comes back towards a target and Billy Clark, but he missed him. So Richie had to go again to fight for it. He fights with Ned Harris for it, and he's going, Charlie Harris I should say, and he's going nowhere, and we'll get a ball up. This is happening right in front of our best seats in the house for APCO Cafe 24/7. And the intense Brecky Burger. Oh, Wilkinson with a big fist, 25 metres forward, and then fisted out of play. Defensively, good work done there by Pitcher.
Better than a kick.
He might get a game on Matty McMahon's beach volleyball team with that spike.
Just inside forward 50, a boundary throw in. Wilkinson front position, West trying to jostle for it. It's allowed to hit the ground. Ned Harris under pressure, jammed it on the boot. A rolling ball to centre half back, cleaned up by Lane for Leopold, but the kick went to the cricket pitch and was marked easily by Brown, who gave a handball off to Hocking, cruising past for Newtown. He sends it long inside forward 50. Bond got a nudge from Noffy. Umpire said play on. Front of the pack trying to extract it is Devlin. He walks straight into a lane tackle, and the umpire said, I'll take it, thanks very much, you're going nowhere, and I'll ball it up 40 metres out from the Eagles' goal.
So big pack around this ball up. Wilkinson comes in. He tries to tap it towards Foppiani. Falls in the arms of Richie. Drew it back, gave it at West. Handball on the outboard. Back towards Richie. Falls over the crucial stage. Foppiani didn't. He gets the kick around the corner. Bond to run at it again. Got up high. Couldn't take the mark. Falls towards. Oh, is that too high? The umpire says no. Held in. And I think Mick Condy was waiting for the free kick to come, but it never came.
It was bone crunching.
And Harris Jennings putting that tackle on him. So now Wilkinson, left fist down, 2 goes at it. Foppiani got one high. The umpire says no. He got up. He gets held, and we will have another ball up still 25 metres out from the Newtown goal. Again, Justin comes back. He's wrapped up over the shoulder, said the umpire. And he wants to play on quickly and gets it away by hand to Pepper.
Pepper kicks towards half back and it floats it onto the chest of the Undertaker, and Sheen's got it. He gives a handball to the run of Justin on his left side, which is his right side. Now he kicks to the wing looking for a mark, but it's not a great kick, and Nelson Brown takes a wonderful Hamlin Hanger contender for a kick that was intended for Jordan Thompson. Brown laterally to Ned Harris, who marks just back of the wing. Broadcast side, Geelong College side of the ground. He kicks towards right half back. Mark taken by Harry Orr. He chips one over the top looking for Riley. In fact, he finds Devlin. Devlin with the footy. Just chips one over the top. Jennings back with the flight. Got a hand on the ball to knock it away from Condy, who was coming up. Then Jennings kept his feet. Handball to Stone. Stone to Sheehan. Sheehan's got to be quick. Handball back, but he missed his target. Newtown have gotten the way. And the handball of Riley Orr. But there's a bit going on off the ball? No, umpire's just come and said, give it to me, I'll ball it up. I heard whistles going off everywhere. The umpire said, no, I'll just throw it into the air. From the ruck contest, Foppiani had his kick smothered by Stone. It spilled for Marcus Thompson, who jammed it on the boot towards the wing. Fletcher Wilson flies, knocked away from him. Rover at the front, unlikely is West. Good tackle laid by Foppiani to bring him to ground. And the big man, he's felled. Well, they're not too much short of Foppiani. He's got some good height about him. And we'll get a ball up at right half forward for Newtown. We've gone 12 minutes on the Port Phillip Ferries third quarter time clock, and the Eagles lead by 3.
West gets it down. Oh, pushed a couple of players pushed off the ball. Umpire says play on. Somebody back down in back play, so we'll keep an eye on that. Ball comes towards half forward for Newtown.
Harrison Hall.
So the ball, Leopold bring it back towards centre wing. Oh, no mark taken by Thompson. And
he's a bit stiff, Jordan Thompson, I reckon, in the end.
He gets wrapped up. He's not going anywhere. So Blake Reid gets up with him. The umpire's going to ball it up. Point of the centre square at half forward for Newtown. Big thumb down. Foppiani's had plenty of it today. Now kick around the corner from Diamond, who's also brought his own footy. Goes towards Pepper for Leopold at half back. He's over the top of it. He's got a couple as he hatched it back in. The umpire says no. And 50 out from the Newtown goal. We are going to have a ball up.
Pepper's done a good job on Young this afternoon.
Yeah.
I'll tell you another one. Foppiani, since he's gone to Marcus Thompson's, kept him to 3 possessions.
There's 4. You just got to kick then.
Well, 4 now.
Yeah, spilled for Wagner, but he kicked it straight to the point of the square at half back, and it's marked by Brown. Brown will send Newtown into attack, looking for Bond on a lead, but back with the flight. Jennings judged it best, took the mark. He's a very good intercept defender. Harris Jennings knows when to fly and mark, knows when to go with the spoil. A wonderful mark early last year. I reckon it was round 1 against Geelong West on the Sunday that got him up very high. He kicked a half back. It's going to work out okay. Wilson received the handball. The kick to the wing was intended for Giddings, didn't get there. Reid, Brown, confronted by Reynoldson. Now kick over the top, and Kapala stretches and marks just in front of lane. He hits the ground running and then kicks laterally. And the mark taken by Pocock. Pocock wants to kick inside forward 50, and here's Flynn Young leading up. And now swinging onto his left boot, driving it to a 2-on-1. Big ask for Bond as Noffy came across to help out Jennings and spoil it out of bounds in the left forward pocket. Boundary throwing.
It's fairly predictable going into their forward line deep. It's to Bond every time, or at least 80% of the time, and Leopold will wake up to that, and they're just putting 2v1 on Bond every time.
Boundary throwing. West from behind. Got it to the front. Foppiani in front of Thompson. Got the handball front of Nash. 40 metres out from goal. Has just missed on his left side and through for 1 behind. So the Eagles go to 9-4-58 and they lead Leopold 9 straight 54. Geelongbank K-Rock third quarter scoreboard.
So waiting for the ball to come back into play. And the short kick in of Gordon. Well, actually, in the end, he got outside defensive 50 picture, in fact, and it went to Pepper. Pepper goes short to Justin, not 15 according to the umpire. So Justin now goes the corridor. Risky kick that was over the head of Clark and marked by Devlin. Devlin, they'll hit him on the turnover here. No, they won't. They'll turn it over themselves. Pitcher was able to cut off the ball intended for a target inside 50. He wants the corridor, and Billy Clark knocked away by Nash, but it's going to fall for Clark, who spun out of one tackle, managed to free his arms, got a handball off to Justin. Justin sends a kick wide, ground level. Giddings knocked it towards Wilson. He fumbled the inopportune time. Brown came through and tried to knock it to advantage. It fell for him, just into his lap, and now he pumps it forward, but Gordon, back with the flight, juggles the mark with Bond advancing from behind. Gordon now laterally, he's got to be on point. The mark dropped there by the Undertaker. Then he's had a fumble, the Undertaker, and he's knocked it into the path of Pitcher. Pitcher now running back towards his defensive goal, was able to keep a cool head. Thompson bails him out with a short kick that barely went 15, and the mark taken right back pocket. Then a couple of sweaty moments there for
cue the Benny Hill music.
But as Thompson sends it towards half forward,
goes to big mark by Harris Jennings right in front of the best seats in the house, thanks to Apco Cafe. 24/7, we've become known for it now. Harris Jennings, Hamlin hanger, contender, and he was 3 up, just put the arms up and went thank you, and goes to the right foot kick long to centre wing. Needs somebody else to take a mark, none can. It was Stone in front. Hocking puts the tackle on, and just gone up a little notch here, a little bit of pressure,
just a tad. And the Undertaker was right under the pressure there.
The Undertaker, he was dropping things left, right and centre. Don't worry about that. So ball up centre wing west, got it down, Stone ran past it, handball by Devlin de Bogue for Newtown, back in board, Thompson has to stand and give it to Stone, who's wrapped up straight away, they're not letting them go anywhere, and tackle is on, and it will be a ball up just inside the centre square on centre wing. We have played 17 minutes, Port Phillip Ferry's time clock in this third term.
So the free-flowing scoring in the first half has diminished. 2 goals to Newtown, 1 to Leopold through the first 17 minutes on the K-Rock Geelong Bank scoreboard. West won the tap down, but only into the path of Devlin of Newtown. Kick inside forward 50. Flynn Young tried to trap it, but Pitcher was clean. Outside of the right boot kick, went looking for Lane in a one-on-one with Condi. Condi was good, took possession, but then he was dumped too high, the umpire said, by Lane. And it's a free kick to Mick Condi's kick 3 this afternoon. Laterally, he comes with the kick. Pocock, middle of Elderslie Reserve, wants to bring it to the broadcast wing where Maddock has marked in the bright sunshine that descends on Elderslie Reserve. He goes laterally to Hocking. Hocking looks up and sees 34 players in front of him, so he'll have to be precise, and he is to Dunn with a kick that's marked 53 from goal. Dunn quickly wants to get on with it. Into the pocket he goes, wanting Harris over Ned's head. Ball that will be tracked to the boundary line by Bond and Noffy and out for a boundary throw-in. Right forward pocket. Sense of the urgency down there, Birchie, for Geelong Sports Medicine Centre.
Yep, certainly gone up a notch, the intensity from both teams. So a lot at stake here in this middle part of the third quarter.
Boundary throw in right forward pocket for Newtown. Cement end of the ground. West gets it down, Wagner. Oh, he rode the bump. The umpire said it wasn't high. Did he get rid of it? The umpire said no. Mitchie Diamond just decided to kick the goal as the ball spilt free, but it'll have to come back to the central umpire. And will be a ball up about 30 metres out. The smallest Newtown supporter there just getting the kick back to Lockie Bond.
And getting a cheer from the reserves players.
The big crowd, the reserves players behind Lockie Bond, behind the goals. Now from the ruck contest, Wagner, Gordon goes through some traffic, got through Nash. Nash is in trouble to his right hand. We'll keep an eye on that for St John of God. Ball spills free. Diamond over the top of it, kept his feet, handball to Matic was good. He turned around, kicks it to the top of the square. Bond goes up off the back, Jennings, and just sees it through for a rush behind to Newtown. So defensively again, 9-5-59 now Newtown. Leopold 9 straight 54, Geelong Bank. K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard.
How noisy down there.
Yeah, very.
Jennings to bring the ball back into play to half back. Where's his marking target? It's Noffy. It's off hands. He's going to get out the back and trying to pounce onto the footy is Ash, but he just couldn't get a handle on it. Tackle laid. Might have been Howard. And then Kapala. Was it out of bounds? It was. It's going to come back. And we'll get a boundary throw in. I love the sunscreen on Mitch Howard. Really taking sun protection to its ultimate extreme with those UV rays.
In May.
Boundary throw in. Any time of year, doesn't matter. Double palm down West. Bogue had his kick smothered, went up the chimney, fisted forward by Stone of Leopold. Justin, he's been good this afternoon, can't release. His tackle brought to ground. Submits in the tackle. Knowing the only way he could get rid of it is throwing. It was a good tackle by Devlin, who runs the shaggy hair look. And we'll get a ball up at left half forward to Newtown.
Down to Diamond from the middle of the contest, but Jennings reads it better for Leopold. Back to the middle, good kick. And Mark taken. They can run quickly. Richie gets it out wide. It's good. They've got some numbers. Sheehan, the Undertaker. Oh, a bit of candy from the Undertaker as well. Took the lid off the coffin, did nicely. Got it on the outside. And Thompson Marcus takes the mark. 45 from goal. Stop it, Laurie. Stop it. So, Pup with the worst blue boots I've ever seen. Don't worry about that.
He can pull them off, though.
They are horrendous. And
are they blue or they're more? Turquoise sort of orange.
I don't know. Some sort of off-blue connection, but they're no good. I'm talking after about those. They need to buy him a new pair of boots. He goes long with the kick towards goal. Has just missed to the near side and through for one behind. First blemish. Couple extra laps on Tuesday night for Pup. 9-1-55. They trail Newtown 9-5-59. I've been telling him Geelong Bank K-Rock third quarter scoreboard.
Brown finds Riley Orr, who marks. He kicks to half back for Newtown, wanting Bogue. Good spoil by Lane. Jennings, handball taken nicely by Justin. Kick back inside 50, but Harrison Orr, best position. Wasn't a great kick from Lane coming back in. He sees something he likes, and it's Flynn Young, although getting across and spoiling was Howard. Good defensive play. He spoiled and actually marked the spoil, so it was paid. Now a kick into the pocket, and he hits his target, and the mark taken there by Billy Ritchie, who kicked a couple of goals, had a purple patch for about 30 seconds in the first quarter in game number 50. Not for Leopold, but across now 3 GFNL clubs. Started at South Barwon, some time at St Albans, and now at Leopold. Now the mark stands just inside 50, so distance might be a question. But if he could drill this, he's third and put his team back in front by a couple of points in time on to the third quarter. Richie sends it on its way. It never looked like it. It's out of bounds on the full to the near side. And it'll be a free kick to Newtown and Chilwell in the left back pocket to be taken by Braden Hocking, whose blue boots are a little bit less.
Nah, they sting too. You've got to get rid of them.
No, you're happy with those?
No, they're no good.
He runs across his defensive goal and drives it to half back.
He can kick the ball with those blue boots though. Gets it out wide looking for Bond, who's a long way from goal. Devlin for Newtown over the top of it as well. Jennings comes across, had a good third term. Harris Jennings sees it over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in on centre wing.
3 out of bounds on the Fools today, Jason.
Yes,
not too bad.
Not too bad. What's the average in the pendulum?
About 6.
Thank you. Ball up.
Still a long way to go.
Wilkinson, yeah, that's right. Off the back of the pack. Stone for Leopold. Kick around the corner towards half forward. Orr leads in the race for the ball and gets a clearing kick towards centre wing. Punched away Condi defensively, but back to whence it came at half forward. Giddings goes up. Short little kick was over the top. Oh, coming out was Brown. Did he give away a free kick? Doesn't matter. Fletcher Wilson on the end, and he has put it through for a goal. So great finish on the outside by Fletcher Wilson. His first, and the Lions take the lead again, 10-1-61. They lead the Eagles 9-5-59. Geelong Bank K-Rock, third quarter scoreboard.
He's been real lively, hasn't he, Fletcher Wilson? And everything he's done, he hasn't turned the ball over. He's been smart. His ball use has been good. He's been clever, and he's dangerous. Now he's finished off with a nice goal to put him back in front. It's very spirited, Leopold, aren't they? They're certainly not going to lay down. They're not going away. They've got to take your hat off to them because they're undermanned and they're putting one hell of a performance on.
10-1 is elite kicking at goal.
It is.
Playing 9-5. And they did trail by 18 points early. And you thought with the personnel that they are lacking, they almost had too many in the square there, Leopold.
Yeah, they're a bit caught out here on the outer wing.
Yeah, they are. Very much so.
A bit confused.
Yeah, so they've had to shuffle the deck chairs and have done so. In the ruck, Sheen doing it. He does his own roving and then pumps Leopold forward. Back with the flight, Charlie Harris along with Howard. Neither could take the mark. Dragged off the footy was Riley Orr. Nash did well. Got it off to Riley Orr, who kicked to the wing. Went over both the head of Dunn and Gordon. Rolling ball. Uriah Hollard tacks it. Oh, big tackle dumped by Noffy. Ball spills out. Chance now for Jordan Thompson of Leopold. Sends a long ball to a one-on-one. Giddings had to play spoiler on Hocking. Brought the ball to ground. Then a handball on the outside to Richie. Richie tight against the boundary line to Maybaum. Maybaum sees something he likes in Billy Clark. Oh, the kick. It's spun away from him. And cleaning up was Kapala to kick to half back and find Charlie Harris. It just didn't work for Billy Clark.
So Charlie Harris just tries to measure the pass. It's okay. Finds Kapala at half back.
Another metre on the kick, and he's lining up for goal and putting Leopold 8 points in front.
Or if the ball wasn't shaped the way it was, it would have bounced in his lap. Kingy.
So Kapala up the line.
Backspin.
Pocock. Oh, Jennings up again. Off hands. Harris. Ned got it towards half forward. Gordon tracks it back. Pepper comes the other way. Straight through defensively. Tumbling punt. Might be okay. Howard with the sunscreen on and all takes the mark. Goes to the right foot kick. Inside 50. Maybaum goes up and takes the mark. Got the hands to it early, and Harrison Orr was all over the top of him there, but Maybaum, the taller man, got it away to Jennings, who ran past, right foot kick, top of the square. Giddings can't take the mark. Off hands Brown. Handball. It was a bit of slow motion play there. Ball spills free. Is that over the shoulder? Yes, it is, said the umpire. And free kick to Leopold. Logan Wagner, which is not too hard to actually probably be over the shoulder. He's not the tallest man on the ground.
No.
But went first to the footy, as you do. And as we've seen for most of the afternoon with Logan Wagner. And he's going to have a set shot for goal from about 30 metres out, 45-degree angle in the left forward pocket at the city end.
Usually a beautiful kick at goal.
Commentator's nightmare.
No, we're right today. Kicking's been on song everywhere today.
Yes, it has been. So
except around the ground.
They've kicked 10-1. Yeah, there's been some terrible kicking. Field kicking. He comes in and, oh, my goodness, he has missed everything by the length of the Flemington straight. And it's held up. The umpire's going to pay holding the ball, so Leopold over the top of it. Free kick, Liam Nash is going to take it. Or Fletcher Wilson didn't give it back either. Be careful. Is that 50 or no? What's he doing?
Come back to the line.
Mayborn come back to the line. So Nash with the free kick for Newtown.
Nash, former Footscray VFL player, premiership player, runs to his defensive goal scorer, a little bit betwixt and between, but went short and found Braden Hocking. Still inside defensive 50, he drives a kick towards the outer wing, and Nelson Brown. Wagner provided the contact front on to knock the ball away. Brown found that loose footy, and then he kicked to the wing. It was a well-weighted ball. Here's Hall for Newtown, kicking inside forward 50. Hollard, now a low ball, all alone in the right forward pocket is Bogue. Bogue with the banana. Oh, Bogue! No, missed to his near side. Would have been some sort of goal, and through for a minor score. And once again, another score on the siren. We had Jordan Thompson at quarter time, Nelson Brown at half time, and Matty Bogue, though, couldn't give us the trifecta. It was a behind on the 3-quarter time side. Can Newtown be the only team to stay alive unbeaten after 5 rounds, or will they come back to the pack and Leopold move to 3-2? We'll find out over the next half an hour here at Elderslie Reserve. Crowd off the ground just about. We're just waiting for the final remnants to take their place behind the fence, and we are ready to go. Final term, Harvey Norman Crow and Warren Ponds. Here's Jason Doherty.
Yes, Trent West goes up over the top of Cam Wilkinson and gets it down. Wagner can't take it. It's right next to the cricket pitch area. Ned Harris wrapped up by Logan Wagner. And we'll have a secondary bounce in the middle.
Good luck with the Steamatic standout and the Leopold Sporties Player of the Day, Kirsch and Birchie, respectively.
Nash wrapped up straight away from the second bounce in the middle. And he's not going anywhere, so the umpire will come in free kick style and probably find one here. West gets it down. Might do his own roving work as well. And is that over the shoulder? The umpire said no, and Tom King is going to get us out of the middle at Ellerslie Reserve.
35 seconds gone, final term. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock. Wilkinson winning the tap. Wagner the roving. He jams it on his left boot towards centre half forward. A rolling ball that attacked by Wilson, but it eluded him. Diamond tracking it back, did okay for Newtown. Handball up to Reid. Went to handball, got tackled. That's holding the ball. No. Jeez, it was a good tackle laid too by Jordan Thompson. I like the cut of his jib. Late inclusion for Mitch Patton.
Certainly shown a bit, hasn't he?
Wilkinson won the tap. Thompson sublime roving. Quick snap. Enough carry. Wonderful. No. It yorked into the goal post. Oh, it would have been some sort of goal. Thompson on the fly from the ruck contest. He doubles his team lead. They lead by 2. 10-2, 62, playing 9-6-60.
Great roving at the front of the pack by Flynn Young. Little outside left foot kick towards Condi. Had to ride the bump of the tackle. Handball back towards Ned Harris, who runs through centre wing. Left foot kick long towards half forward. Oh, Jennings comes across, flies in front and takes the mark. Done that for most of the afternoon, Harris Jennings. His kick lateral to Jet Matthews. So now Matthews, long kick towards... Noffy goes up and takes the mark on centre wing. Just one grabber. We like those ones. And he's going to go further towards Wagner. Has to sit and wait. The little man does well under pressure from Ned Harris. Just forward to centre wing. Gets up a little bit proppy. No wonder he just got collected. He goes short again. Oh, no mark taken. Oh, chop.
Yeah.
And free kick, Riley Stone at left half forward. Gives it away by hand to Wagner. Running past. The piano salesman goes inside. Back towards the Leopold 50. But Reid across the back. Right foot kick. Gets it high towards Kirsch, who might take it. He still might take it. It's bounced out of bounds on the full. Free kick, Luke Justin. Front of the best seats in the house thanks to Apco Cafe 24/7.
Luke Justin, who found himself out of the team come finals time last year. Been important this afternoon. A high ball inside forward 50. Where's Sheen? Where's Giddings? Oh, it's not siren time, but history repeating at some sort of stage here in this last quarter with Connor Giddings marking not far from goal. The angle a little bit more acute than what he found himself at Windsor Park about 7 months ago.
Arthur called it. Bit early for
Bit early.
Connor Giddings yet to kick a goal this afternoon. Kicked 2 against St Joey's last week for an 8-point Leopold lead early in this final term. 20 metres out from goal, on his way, drills it. And he's happy about it too, and so are the Leopold faithful that have turned up at Elderslie Reserve. 11-2, 68 is some accurate kicking from the men from Memorial Park. Newtown and Chilwell are 9, 6.60, 3.5 minutes gone. Final term. K-Rock, Harvey Norman scoreboard. Think Harvey Norman for all the big brands at Geelong's best prices. Cryo and Warn Ponds.
Oh, it's Wagner who's getting them going at the moment. He's had the 3 possessions already, a clearance and a mark, and he's got 2 inside forward 50s this quarter. So he's the one that has put his hand up and said, I'm going to make sure that we bring the 4 points home to the Leopold Footy Club tonight, but they're going to have to tighten up on him around the stoppages.
Liam Nash on him as the umpire throws the ball in the air for West, and there is Nash on the outside, comes back in, does well, rides a bump and gets the right foot kick to half forward. Pitch up, left it behind for Leopold. Oh, fresh air shot as well. Comes towards Bond, who left it. Jennings doesn't, though. Gets the handball to Thompson. Outboard. They've got a chain of handballs. Riley Stone to just nobody in particular. On centre wing, Kapala led. Fletcher Wilson for the ball. Reed over the top of it as well. Tries to get out of the tackle. Pack develops around him. The umpire will come in and ball it up just forward of centre wing on the outer side.
4.5 minutes played on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Been quiet on the injury front for St John of God. We'll keep an eye on anything that does unfold. St John of God, we put you first. Mine Street, Geelong. Here's Foppiani with a clearing kick for Newtown. A rolling ball that isn't taken cleanly there by Bond, but Pocock's able to get it forward with Dime, the help of Diamond. Now Pocock just outside 50, swings a kick to about 20 out from goal. Lane could have marked, but instead went with the double fist mixed short style and saw it out of bounds for a boundary throw and about 15 around from the left-hand behind post. Sun setting in the west. Umpires and players at that eastern end of the ground shading their eyes from the sun as it sinks lower. And we'll see a boundary throw in for West and Pocock. West front position on the tap. Bogue did the roving for Newtown. Was able to shrug off a tackle. Snapped a kick over his left shoulder. A bouncing ball eluded. Bond taken by Pepper. Wrapped up by Flynn Young. Handball on the bouncer. Got to Noffy. He got away from Bond. Gave it back to Pepper, who stayed in the contest. And then the kick to half back. Went looking for a teammate, but just missed him, and it's out of bounds for a boundary throw. And Jordan Thompson was the intended target. He was kept company there by Harrison Orr, and it's out of bounds for a boundary throw in. Right half forward for Newtown and Chilwell. They trail by 8. 5 3/4 minutes played on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock. Final turn.
Boundary thrown short, boundary thrown. West can't take it. Wilkinson overran it as well. Oh, Foppiani put on a bear hug tackle and made sure the ball wasn't coming out free. Riley Stone was at the bottom of that, hands it back to the umpire, so ball up in between wing and half forward for Newtown. Wilkinson tried to tap it. Stone got it back towards centre wing. Nobody really picks it up there. 3 or 4 run past it. Richie, pitcher. Umpire says, I'll have it. And still on centre wing, we'll have another ball up. So, played 6.5 minutes. Port Phillip Ferries time clock in this final term. West goes up, gets it down towards Wagner. He's tried to throw it out to Thompson. Oh, he gets pushed in the back from Foppiani and should take the free kick on centre wing.
Marcus Thompson just starting to have a bit of an influence too in this final term as he gives a handball off to Stone. Stone to West. West a handball back to the voice of Noffy, who gave it to Marcus Thompson, who's under pressure, and his handball was errant. Mitch Diamond picked it up. Quick release, but he gave it straight to Wagner. Wagner then lost it in a tackle of Bond. Ball bobbling on centre wing. Gordon tracking it was clean. A handball to Thompson. Thompson back. Now the clearing kick comes to half back, although Wilkinson back with the flight, judged at best the kick of pitcher. And the mark taken. Wilkinson a handball off. Nash into the corridor he goes, but he's mishit the kick, and Thompson's judged at best coming off his man, has taken the mark. He goes laterally to Matthews, true centre half back. They want to now attack by the Autumn Street side of the ground, and it's a wonderful kick that opens up Jordan Thompson, and he wants to take off.
Oh, whip and he goes 55 out from goal. The sit over the back. Mayborn goes up, can't take the mark in the pocket. Now Nelson Brown there as well, needs some support. Got it from Maddock, under pressure. Newtown defence pretty good. Get it free, got it to Diamond now, who runs through defensive 50, goes towards centre wing with the kick. It's beautiful. Oh, full play on. Yes, Matthews comes across as well. Now he's ragdolled in a tackle. Bond's over him. The umpire will come in and ball it up on centre wing.
Pocock arguing, but Pocock's intention was to play on.
Great tackle.
So, ball up, centre wing, outer side. Wilkinson and West come over. Neither get a tap down. Now West does a second time. Handball Reynoldsson over the top for Wagner. Doesn't sit for him. Bogue falls over the crucial stage as well. Diamond slips over. Handball on the outboard though to Charlie Harris. and goes towards half forward. Noffy put the hand up, couldn't take the mark. Pitcher kept his feet for Leopold. He gets around, a little handball towards Jennings. He nearly slipped over as well. Back in board, dangerous kick might be okay. Finds Thompson at centre half back.
Mayborn working really hard for him to centre wing, and he finds him now just down low. He marks, but his momentum is halted because he had to go to ground to take the mark.
7th touch for Thompson.
So Mayborn, a handball off to Jennings, who fires a handball on the bounce. It eluded a teammate. It was intended for Reynoldson, and that's a poor turnover. Although the kick of Foppiani is not a great one, and down low, genuflecting and marking his Jet Matthews, who's been very solid down back this afternoon. Pepper provides an option short, but he ignores that. And he'll bring it wider and very, very wide. Jennings is going to have to fly over Foppiani and took the mark in front of Jane Birch, who's boundary side for Geelong Sports Medicine Centre. He's a great aerialist, Harris Jennings. I'll tell you who he reminds me of, Greg Lockhead.
Yeah, Greg Lockhead.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
He was a great jumper for Leopold back in the late 90s. And he's got the kick that'll send Leopold forward.
Right towards half forward. Best seats in the house thanks to Apco Cafe 24/7. Brown. Kapala's kick was smothered. And Matt Kershaw's going to throw the ball back in. It can't get any closer to the K-Rock box. And the boundary umpire's run 25 metres the other way. Come here, mate. It came out here. So he's going to throw it in for West and
Leopold
Wilkinson. Oh, bang. West takes out of the ruck contest with the outside of the right foot. Oh, nearly by the Undertaker who can't take it. Ball spills free. Brown back there who needs to put the tackle on. Maddock as well fighting hard for it. Left forward pocket for Leopold. Pack develops umpire to come in. And Jason Doherty to take a breath. Here's Tom King on K-Rock football.
Newtown scoreless through the first 10 minutes on the Port Phillip Ferries time clock, stuck on 9:660. Just the 2 goals since half time after 7 in the first half. West won the tap down, attacking it and picking up the footy is the Undertaker Sheen. Oh, wonderful tackle holding the ball. That is a great tackle laid by Mick Condi. What's he doing deep in defence?
Helping out.
He's done well there. He's won a free kick for his team, Condi. You can hear Damien McMahon barking instructions from the Newtown bench. Mitch Diamond presents short. Condi goes short, barely went 15, but the mark paid to Ned Harris. Still inside defensive 50, long way from home. He's going to concede some ground. Back to Maddock, who's about 20 from his defensive goal. He'll go into the left back pocket. And the mark taken by Hocking. They're set up well here defensively, Leopold. So Hocking now will come broadcast side. The ball will hang for Diamond. It went over his head, but Pepper overran it as well. Diamond hacks it off the ground, buys about 25 metres. Chance though there for Leopold. Good, don't argue, Justin. And then a kick onto the chest of Wilson, who marks.
Wilson now, 60 from goal. Well, I'll tell you what, going back, Pepper has taken the mark, but Luke Maddock has made sure that the Undertaker is down forever. Pepper, 50 out from goal, has missed it to the near side and through for one behind. He has given him the biggest round arm in his guts you've ever seen. He cannot breathe, I can tell you right now. 3 for 1 behind.
That's Giddings, isn't it, I think?
Is it Giddings?
And then, and now very aware of it was Ash, and he's gone and bumped into Maddock now. Newtown have got it to the middle of the ground. It's off the hands of Condi. He's tackled by Stone. A little dribble kick. Little handball on the up was okay. The clearing kick came from Pocock, and he sends it long. Oh, big fly over the back, but no mark taken there by Uriah Hollard. He's the first to recover, though, at ground level. Can he shake and shimmy? Breaks 1, breaks 2, snaps, and kicks a wonderful goal. Lammy's Tavern goal of the afternoon contender from Uriah Hollard. We haven't called a lot of him, but based on last week when he kicked 5 goals from 8 touches, he doesn't need a lot to have an impact, and he's pulled his team back within 3 points. So out of nothing after Leopold dominated. It was Sheen, in fact, who was. I thought it was Giddings.
No, it was Giddings.
It was Giddings, yes.
Yeah, yep. He's
still
in trouble still,
trying to suck in the big ones. 10-6-66 Newtown and Chilwell. Leopold 11-3, 69, 12 and a half minutes gone in this final quarter of K-Rock football on the Port Phillip Ferry time clock. Oh, buckle yourselves in.
Back in the middle. Wilkinson gets it down. Roved. Devlin in there as well. Leaves it behind. Justin to Marcus Thompson. Right foot kick open. Half forward flank. Sits for Thompson again. Jordan Thompson over the top of it. Wrapped up, not going anywhere. 60 from the Leopold goal. So 3 points the difference. Leopold in front. 13 played final term. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock. West and Pocock now. Pocock gets it down. Ball came from the middle of that contest. Ned Harris does well. I got it away to Devlin. Couldn't take it with him, though. Ball, Marcus Thompson. When the whips are cracking, Cream rises to the top, goes to the outside. Newtown with the numbers. Hocking just needs a little toe poke and sits up for him. It doesn't at this stage. He wants to keep it going. He's got 2 against him. He wants to safety the boundary line. Braden Hocking, great defensive play from Newtown and gets the applause of everybody around here. Close to the best seats in the house thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7.
Great crowd in at Elderslie Reserve this afternoon. Cars ringing the boundary line. Hope you're enjoying the call through KROC 955. Boundary throw in or through KROCfootball.live. Front of the pack, tap down one by Sheehan. Out the back, Newtown with the footy. The handball into space. First there is Charlie Harris. A handball over the top to Flynn Young. Young drives it long. Inside forward 50. But Harris Jennings again. Another defensive 50 mark for the number 11 from Leopold. And now he wants to come to half back for Sheehan with a kick that just holds and gets to him in time before he's shut down by Pocock. He steps around Pocock. And also done low ball, and Justin off his bootlaces takes the mark.
It's been good, Justin.
He's been outstanding this afternoon. It might be a schematic standout, but that'll be up to you, Kirch, as he goes short to Stone, who just says, let's settle things down for the moment and try and make the right decision with disposal. Newtown have rolled numbers back. So Stone will go laterally, and he heard a voice, and Tommy Gordon is that voice, and the vice-captain's got it at left half-back.
So Devlin stands the mark. Gordon on Westie's wing, goes with a right foot kick towards half forward. Maddock with big thump at the front. Ned Harris. Maddock needs some support. Bond a long way from goal. Maddock can he pick it up? The Undertaker puts him in the ground. Now Nash comes at him, goes around. Stop looking at me like that, Kirch. Comes out to the side. Ned Harris handball back. Blake Reed from defensive 50 goes towards Devlin in front. Can't take the mark off hands. Foppiani in there to help. Comes back on. Ned Harris has to sit and wait. Wrapped up by Ash. Got rid of the ball to Devlin, and they might be away. They go with a long high kick, but it's all Leopold behind the ball. Skirmish in front of us, and standing is Noffy, who takes the mark on centre wing.
Noffy, what a debut as he kicks now to half forward. It's a well-weighted kick. Reynoldsson couldn't complete the mark. It's off hands of Reed and out of bounds, and now Reynoldsson and Reed engage, and now Ash engages. Ash is a little agitator, isn't he?
He's little. All right.
They're not a tall family, the Ashes. Boundary throw-in. Tap down West. Tried just put it into the path of Wagner, but Foppiani was awake to it and laid the tackle as soon as Wagner took possession at left half forward. 16 minutes gone. Only the one goal kicked in this last term, so we won't have a lot of time on. Umpire will put it into the air. West and Pocock will go at it again. Right in front of our best seats in the house. Leopold in attack. Wagner trying to protect the drop. Devlin through traffic. A handball back to Nash. Nash stepped past the oncoming Giddings and then kicked very wide. Bogue, how will it sit for him? Nicely on the bounce. He can then steady and kick on his right boot wide. Hollardy's target and diving and sliding on his knees. He marks at left half forward.
Uriah Hollard, left foot kick around the corner. Wasn't great. Coat hanger, Noffy! Oh, no!
I like it. A little bit old school.
Might have to get the Undertaker down there to help out, I think. He's in trouble. That is... Wow. Decapitation. That's... wow-wee. That is... Charlie Harris is going to have to check to see if his ears are still on his head. They've got ripped off. Oh, that's amazing. So Noffy came out and just coat-hanged him. And he's going to take a free kick.
He wasn't getting past him, that's for sure.
He was not. 35 metres out, 45-degree angle. And you will hear this from behind the goals because all of the Newtown players from the reserves and the under-18s are behind the goals at the city end that Charlie Harris is kicking to. He comes in and he kicks it. And he gives Newtown the lead. Charlie Harris has kicked his first of the afternoon. 11-6-72 the Eagles. They lead the Lions 11-3-69. Harvey Norman KROC, final quarter scoreboard.
Well, they spread the ball then. They made the ground big and just got them off the chain a little bit. Pretty good Hollard, good lead off half forward, but Bogue, you get the ball users, Nash to Bogue. That's pretty hard to stop. So, well played by Newtown.
You'd love to see Hollard just cleared out one-on-one inside forward 50. He's got so much ability. West winning the tap down and will track his own ball, but he had a fit of the fumbles. Nash got in the way. West just bundled him out of the way, but the goal kicker in Harris. Handball off to his brother Ned. Kick to half forward. Is that Condi or Bond? It's Bond dragged down in a Noffy tackle and going nowhere. And a ball up at left half forward. Maybe one more wins it for Newtown. They can get better than a kick in front. That might be deal done.
We've been here before.
Tapped down West. Oh, Matthews taken high. Umpire didn't see it. Jammed it on the boot towards the outer wing for Leopold. A rolling ball. Wilson will track it. Can he keep it alive? No, ran out of room. And we'll get a boundary throw in true centre wing. Final quarter, K-Rock scoreboard. Newtown and Chilwell 11-6-72, Leopold 11-3-69, and we've played 18 and a half minutes. Here's Jason Doherty on K-Rock Football.
Trent West in front, Pocock from behind. He got it down, side of the pack, Stone, tracks it back, wrapped up Ned Harris straight away in the tackle, brings him to ground, and there will be a ball up left half forward for the Eagles.
Just give you an idea of the recent scores between the teams. Newtown 75, Leopold 55 round 2. Round 13 last year, 74-69 Newtown to Leopold, 67-62 in the preliminary final.
Jeez. All pretty close, which is what we've got this afternoon. Foppiani from the contest. Inside 50 again. Front, Bogue, handball on the up, around the corner. Diamond deserves a goal and has kicked it 2 in a couple of minutes for Newtown. And they go to 12-6-78. They lead Leopold 11-3-69. Harvey Norman K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
Wow. He has been absolutely superb from the first bounce to the last kick of this game so far, Mitchy Diamond. And you're right, he does deserve a goal the way he's played. That really just stings a little bit for Leopold. Now they have to kick the 2 to get back into this game, but it's certainly around the stoppages. The last 2 clearances have gone to Newtown, and that's where they're starting to dominate the game.
Been some sort of game. And we're nearly ticked into time on. Umpire puts it into the air. Pocock went early. West won the tap down. Thompson hit it on the burst. Ran forward. Delivered inside forward 50. Where's Giddings? Where's Maybaum? Oh, defensive mark. Maddock outstanding. Oh, in fact, it was Hocking. He goes across the face of his defensive goal to Kapala. They can control the contest somewhat here, Newtown. Kapala, short. Kick has just enough on it for Ned Harris. And he'll just hold things up. The experienced Harris now. Playing game 73, a kick to the wing. Big fly, mark not taken though by Bond. Front of the pack, Lane sends it forward for Leopold. Clark has to play spoiler, but Ned Harris back with the flight. Good, strong, solid mark from Ned Harris. And they're doing the right things now, Leopold. He goes short to Kapala.
Short, right?
Kapala, he goes short to Mick Condy, who right in front of our best seats in the house takes the mark. Laterally, he goes back to Ned Harris, who's racked them up in the last minute or so. He goes short to Blake Reed, and Reed's got it. True centre half back. He concedes back to Nelson Brown, and now Brown wants the corridor with a careful kick. Finds Hocking. Hocking goes very, very wide, and it's Devlin, I think, his intended target, and then he gets it out to him under pressure for him. Ash, he takes the mark.
Devlin comes back in board. Hocking followed him through. He's taken the mark.
One more goal to give us a grandstand finish from Leopold. Don't care about the result, but gee, just keep us on the edge of our seats.
Hocking's kick towards centre wing. Oh, that's a pretty good mark. No, Pocock not paid. To number 13's Gordon. Gets it away. Jennings runs out of room and tried to keep it in. Couldn't do so effectively. And centre wing on the outer side. We're going to have a boundary throw in. So we played nearly 22 minutes. Port Phillip Ferry's final quarter time clock. Throw in for West and Pocock. Handball back to Wagner. He concedes some ground. Gets it to Gordon. He's wrapped up. Needs to get it under pressure away from to West to Wagner. His handball missed Justin. At the back, Devlin, who's had a good final term. Long kick to half forward. Bond goes up, can't take the mark. And at the side of the pack, Pitcher comes in. And he's wrapped up in the tackle by Bogue. And there will be a ball up on at centre half forward for Newtown.
He's had a few almost moments, Bond, doesn't he, today with his hands?
One will stick. West in the ruck, Pocock as well. Ball at ground level. Foppiani fighting for it. Marcus Thompson fighting for him. Ball spills out. Sheen dived on it, gave a handball to Thompson. He just kicks for the wing in territory. Now it's a foot race. A rolling ball that Maddock leads Clark to the boundary line. Well done by Clark. Got Maddock off the footy and then found the ball. A handball back. Lane will want his left boot. Snapped it around the corner and somehow got it to Stone. He does need to go. He can't afford to be just holding the footy up. So Stone now kicks to half forward. Jennings, his target, used the body nicely to get rid of Hocking. He's quickly got to go. Maybaum's out the back of Brown, sends a kick in that direction. It bounces into the path of Brown, dragged down as he kicks. Clark will sit underneath it. Oh, it went over his head and away from him, and now it's a chance for Hocking to Maddock to Diamond, and that might have been the last chance for the Lions.
Goes towards centre wing with the kick, but behind the ball, Giddings gives it away to Noffy. Back to Giddings. They've mucked it up on centre wing, and it's a pretty good result, I think, for Flynn Young to keep it in. No! I thought he was going to play holding the ball there, but he decided not to. Umpire Douglas, so we're going to have a ball up centre wing.
Freo 103, Sydney 86, final in Sydney.
Had a me moment then, Douglas.
Leopold Sporties around the grounds there. Now it's going to be a ball up here. Wagner through the middle, gets it, right foot kick towards half forward. Stone can't take the mark. Hocking. And through the middle, Diamond, handball back in board. Coming back into trouble. Bogue now stands nicely. Right foot kick long towards centre half forward. Over the head of Bond. Noffy falls over the crucial stage. Bond gets wrapped up straight away. And Nick Lane came back to help out. And we will have a ball up about 30 metres out from the Newtown goal.
No matter the result, Leopold won't lose any friends with this performance based on who was missing this afternoon. Newtown missing, Blake Sutterby, the key one, and Matt McMahon as well. Think of their midfield with those two back in it if there's room for them. As we've got a ball up about 25 out from the Newtown goal, and you would suspect it's a bridge too far. We've only had the 4 goals kicked in this final term, and we've already gone 24 and a half minutes on the Port Phillip Ferry time clock. One more will definitely put it to bed. Foppiani fighting for it. Wagner too. He won the ball, but then walked into Foppiani and Nash, who said, "You're going nowhere, Logan." And we'll have a ball up. About 35, make it 40 potentially from the goal. Newtown is attacking the city end. Roving Nash, quick snap. This is to put the game to bed. No, he missed to the right. Door stays open for Leopold. 12-7-79, Newtown and Chilwell. Leopold 11-3-69 on the final quarter. K-Rock, Harvey Norman scoreboard.
Pepper from full back. Gives the ball some pepper as well. Goes towards Giddings. Great mark. Takes it middle of the ground. Has to move quickly. Does so now. Goes towards half forward. Great kick. Wilson. They can wheel and go. He does. Gives it away to Stone. Right foot kick inside forward 50. Good kick.
Gotta go.
Jordan Thompson has taken the mark and will shoot for goal from 35 metres out. 45-degree angle. So 10 points of difference. This to make it 4 points. He comes in now. Maddox stands the mark. 35 out. Mutton must kick it. Jordan Thompson has kicked 2 and is only kicked 2. Because he's missed it to the near side and through for one behind.
He thought he had it.
11-4-70 Leopold. Newtown 12-7-79. Harvey Norman K-Rock final quarter scoreboard.
Hocking to bring the ball back into play. You'd think he just looked for territory. He runs out of his defensive goal square and he shorts it nicely to Harris, although Justin provided a contest. The umpire said no, the mark was taken, or it was a push in the back, take your pick. And Charlie Harris has it inside defensive 50. Luke Maddock provides an option short, and that's where he goes now. It's barely 15. He handballs back to Harris, who wasn't expecting it, so he sort of stumbled, and then he got a handball back to Maddock. Maddock kicks to the wing. It's going to land on the chest of Giddings, who gives a handball quickly off. It had too much on it. Might roll out of bounds. Can Lane keep it alive? He does. His handball had too much on it for Giddings. Bond got in the way, socketed off the ground. A rolling ball. This will open up for Flynn Young. You think he might have too much toe for Pepper. Pepper did all right, cut off the angle, but then he swung onto his left boot. A long ball that Gordon judges. Going back with a flight. Dropped the mark. Time to recover. He'll come back towards Pepper, who marks in the left back pocket.
Need to move it quickly. He goes inboard looking for Lane. Has to stand and wait. Takes it before Wilkinson can get there. Got people running past. He's called to play on. He goes towards Justin Maddock to go up against him at the front. Charlie Harris, if you don't mind, taking the mark. Stood in front. And we'll just settle the play down. 27 played final term. Port Phillip Ferry's time clock called to play on. Siren! Newtown win in another classic at Elderslie Reserve. 12-7-79. Leopold 11-4-70.
For the 5th time in their last 7 meetings, the result has been under 10 points. You can't say they don't fail to deliver, these two clubs, when they go head-to-head. But it was late goals for Newtown from Howard, Harrison, Diamond that were enough to arrest a 9-point deficit and give Newtown and Chilwell a 9-point win, and they stay unbeaten. They start 5-0 and they stay a game clear on top of the GFNL ladder. 12-7-79 defeat Leopold 11-4-70 in another absolute cracker between these two clubs at Elderslie Reserve. They didn't deserve to be a loser, but it was a great game of footy. Leopold had their opportunities late, but just fluffed their lines when they took to the stage. And it was Newtown who kept their nerve and found 3 late goals. And Mitch Diamond was the man to finish things off as Jane Birch is waiting patiently down at ground level, Geelong Sports Medicine Centre, to have a chat with one of the victorious Newtown and Chilwell players. And I reckon, Birchie, have you got the Leopold Sporties voucher in your hot little hand as well? Are you going to play that game right now? You're going to do that a little bit later? No, it's going to hold fire on that, but maybe talking to somebody else and then getting our Leopold Sporties player of the day. But well, she's brushed Mitch